Hello? What's up?
Hey, Carl, what's up?
Okay, welcome to Group Chat, episode number 26. Today we got a great show for you guys. We're going to do some Nitro Turbo takes. We're going to do some trivia. We had a great call with Zeb Powell yesterday. We're going to take a call with Tommy Gesme. We're going to answer all of your Instagram and Patreon questions. It's going to be fantastic. Also, I got to say thank you to all of our sponsors for coming on board. We got Woodward, Yeti, Arbor, Nidecker, Run Through a Wall, Ikon, Cole, Momentous, SAXX, 686, Nitro, Herschel, CAPiTA, and Union. Thank you guys so much for making this show possible, as well as our Patreon members. Now, today in studio, to my right, we got Mr. Mike Ravelson, hailing from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. What's happening, Mike?
Hello, world.
Good to have you in studio.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
On production, we got Seth Huot. What's happening, baby Huey?
How we doing?
Silk D is camping, so he can't make it. In the corner over in Raymer's corner, we got Reid Smith. What's happening, Reid?
Hey, thanks for having me.
We're so glad you're here.
We're back.
And we finally have long-awaited Pat Moore in studio. What's happening, Pat?
Thank you, Christian.
You've been avoiding us like the plague, dude. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, you'll find out.
I'll find out why?
Yeah, because I'm boring.
There's
nothing to talk about.
I'm so glad that you're here. You've done a lot of things before this. You've even done a TED Talk. You're doing TED Talks, but you're not coming. He's not coming on the bomb hole.
What? I haven't seen this TED Talk. I'll have to look it up.
Don't worry about it.
He doesn't want you to see it. One thing, right as we get into the show, I want to present to you something we're going to have you sign and we're going to frame for the wall. This is just something I've always wanted for the studio, and it's maybe Reid or Rav, you can see what I'm holding up. What exactly is it?
I can see it.
Yeah, what is it a photo of?
This is a screenshot of Pat in a starring role in Smell the Glove.
Yep.
And
he's the drummer or bassist?
No, Dorn was drummer. Yeah, I was some sort of guitar or bassist or something.
And what's your quote you say there?
I was a social drinker.
I don't have a problem.
Life-changing.
I'm a social drinker. All right, let's get right into Nitro Turbo Takes. Let me cue up the theme song. Seth, you got those questions ready?
We do.
Okay, hang on. Let me find this shit. Here we go.
Welcome to Nitro Turbo Takes. Presented by Nitro Snowboards. These questions are submitted by Pindu Elias.
Nitro Snowboards has been building snowboard products, boards, boots, and bindings for over 34 years and has one simple mission: to inspire people to get out and go snowboarding and support their local and global community by supporting the shops, the organizations, and the people who are dedicating their lives to this.
All right, let's get into it. Nitro Turbo Takes. Baby Huey, what do we got?
All right, this one is for everyone. Name your top 3 New Hampshire snowboarders.
Who's taking it first?
Nate Carroll.
Not me.
Nate Carroll, number 1. He builds bridges. He built the bridge that goes to Loon. Clocked his finger on it.
No way.
All right.
All right, you got 2 more.
2 more. Okay, you're Mass.
No, he's New Hampshire.
Oh, you're New Hampshire.
He's got Live Free or Die tattooed on his chest.
We'll throw Greg Maxwell in the mix.
Woo.
Mm-hmm. He's another New Hampshire blood beast. And just because he sit next to me, we'll throw Pat in the mix as well.
Yeah,
there we go.
I go next, by the way.
Okay.
Just because I'm going to say a name that before Pat probably, but Danny Garrity.
Woo!
He's been so kind to me. I just love him so much. Christian Buehling. I just love his spirit on the snowboard. He's amazing. And Pat. That is absolutely true.
I got one more, actually.
It's 3.
Yeah. But if we're both saying Pat, then there's got to be an extra one.
Are you knocking Pat out?
If I have to.
Bump Pat.
Okay, I'm sorry, Pat. We're bumping you.
Yeah.
Merrick Joyce.
Oh, wow.
Oh, damn, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to jump into my picks here. First pick, Chris Carr. Beautiful style on a snowboard. New Hampshire blessed. Yeah, Ginger also. He blessed us with some incredible footage over the years. Pick number 2, I'm going Chaz Gouldemont.
Oh.
I would say Danny Garrity. I'd say Pat, but those have already been taken. So I'm going to go Tyler Davis, pick number 3. Go ahead, Pat.
So I'm not allowed to use any of the names that have been said.
You can say whatever you want. There's no rules.
No rules.
Yeah. You could say yourself. That would be a boss move.
Yeah, that's number one. You gotta throw yourself as number one.
No, I would say is Flood from New Hampshire? I'm blanking.
I think he's from Rhode Island.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
I would say Preston Strout.
Wow.
Let's see if we're gonna go. So my top three, I gotta say Preston Strout, Dangar, Chaz Goldemon.
Woo!
But then there's also there's so many.
Is Colleen New Hampshire?
Colleen's New
Or she's
Hampshire.
Massachusetts.
I'm not sure. I
forget.
I'm thinking that she's New Hampshire because she worked at EB Nashua, but it's so close to the border.
Massachusetts.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean Scotty Lego. Nobody threw his name out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Bill Enos.
Enos. Yeah. There's a lot of them.
There's a lot. Yep.
New Hampshire's great.
What about Avert Goldemon?
Avert? Yeah.
Shit, I might bump Chaz and give Avert.
Avert is the man.
Yeah.
Vertical scrumptious.
All right, that was question number 1 of Turbo Takes. What else we got, Seth?
All right, this one's for Pat. Who was the best snowboarder? Big beard Pat or little or no beard Pat?
Oh God, beard Pat. But I looked heinous. I was actually looking at old photos of myself with that big beard. I look so stupid.
Was that like
Such a poser.
2014?
I don't remember what year, but I started growing it during Mr. Plant. That was
Okay.
like my aggro year.
Yes, that's like 2015 maybe.
Aggro, good choice of words. What else we got, Seth?
All right, this was for Reid. Did you ever consider going to snowboard college at Plymouth State?
It was really poppin' when I was growing up, and there was a bunch of epic snowboarders there, including Mr. Rav himself right there. But by the time I was going to school, there seemed like there was more of a scene out here, and I had just lived with you in the winter, and we got snow, I think, every day for like 2 months straight, and it seemed like a no-brainer to come out here.
Yeah, that was kind of the
Good
year
call.
of years for you to move here.
Yeah, that was too epic.
All right, this one's for Rav. Who is your favorite East Coast snowboarder of all time?
Oh man, that's so hard.
That's impossible.
East Coast. I would say, man, it's hard because the person is sitting right. It comes down to someone that made me, really inspired to snowboard in the lifestyle and everything, and I caught it at the right time. But probably Chris and Scott Stevens were huge influences to me, like just getting me into that world, and also, pretty kind to me along the way.
Thanks, Rav. It's very kind.
He was talking about Scott Stevens.
Both. They were both
He said my name.
both pretty.
I'm
equally-
taking that. Don't take that from me.
Take that.
Yeah.
All right, this one's for everyone. Who has the best hand plant in this room? And it's definitely, I know I'm not in the mix, so
I'm not in the
have
mix
fun with
either,
this
so
one.
it's these three. I would
What hand plant are we
They're
talking
all
about?
So unique.
I would say that his tea bag is probably the flashiest. Reid's tea bag is up there for just kind of like
Technicality.
but I'd say in terms of Rav and Pat have a deeper bag.
I don't think so. I have pretty much the Andrecht, and I think I do that.
It's not true.
But
Phillips
Pat,
66.
you also
Yeah.
have the frontside invert that I've seen you do quite a few times.
I got
that one
I got
is
the
like,
basics.
I can't figure that out.
Pat was an early hand plant pioneer in terms of raising its popularity. I feel like in the, you and Bridges were really putting them on back in the day.
Yeah, there's definitely like an era of hand plant, and we caught it like right in the beginning. And there was also an era where it was like you could get photos in mags or on covers of mags with hand plants.
In the park.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just
Perfect.
in the park. Yeah. So yeah,
How many hand plant covers have you had, Pat?
a couple. Yeah, I don't know.
Beast.
Yeah, too many to count.
Wait, so Chris, just to rewind, do you think that both these guys have a deeper hand plant bag of tricks than me?
No.
Reid, you've done every single hand.
Yeah,
plant.
he's done them all.
Has he?
Yeah.
Come on now.
I don't know. I seen these guys flying around all different directions, planting hands.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
You got Phillips 66? It's like the switch eggplant. Basically.
Yeah, he could do one in a heartbeat though.
Well, he's a
No.
big body. You see his shoulders, dude?
No, I haven't done that one.
His shoulders are like my thighs. What are you benching, Reid?
Light. My bench is the weakest
He's-
lift I got.
Yeah, this guy's got creatine coursing through his veins. All right, what else we got, Seth?
Chris, this one's for you. Who is your dream guest on the bomb hole?
Sean Palmer.
Sick.
Great answer. Pat, this one's for you. Who was the most underrated Forum Youngblood?
I don't know. For me, I'd probably say Jake Blauvelt, even though he had like a lot of attention and everything. But man, he was just such a natural talent in his style from like day one. He was just so insane.
Amazing.
Good
Rav. What is your favorite run at Brighton, Rav?
I just like riding at Brighton. Like, I don't know.
Let's just be honest here. You don't know any of the runs
I don't know
names.
any of the runs names.
So the whole mountain, maybe
No,
could be.
the whole mountain. I can't think of one. But also,
Anywhere outside of
I
the
came on
rope
this
line.
show and I can't remember like my own name right now. I'm just like sitting there like, wait, where am I right now?
Rav is he just goes straight to Walters. He doesn't even hit the runs. Just take me to the meet.
Yeah, I go up that one lift that's over there. I like get over there and then I come
Ride down.
come down the mountain. Then I do it all again.
Really, you don't even know where you're going half the time.
I mean, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't know.
That's the best. That's the best part about Rav's snowboarding, though. Like he drops in, and I don't think he knows what he's going to do, but it's just magic the whole way.
Just vague ideas.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's for Reid. Were you the first person ever to do a teabag plant in the streets?
In the streets. I don't know. I think Shane Flood was the first person to do it ever, right?
I think so.
In the streets.
Had to have been.
I don't
the first
know.
One in this, had to have been.
It's possible.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
don't think I've seen one before me. I don't think so.
What is a teabag for the listeners that don't know?
It's the front side invert hand plant pretzel 270. No slang.
Insane.
We explain in the whole thing.
Okay, I'm going to have to interject here. Scott Blum
Oh my
did one
God.
in Mr. Plant.
Shit.
In the streets?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, Blum.
His video, I filmed it.
I'm sorry, Blum. That should have been a no-brainer.
Oh, Reid.
That was actually, that probably came across cocky. No, I am,
I didn't remember.
shame on me. There we go, Blum.
To be fair, I didn't know the right answer to that, and it was, yeah, I was there.
And you were there.
You remember the spot you man-dragged it?
Yeah, yeah.
And then he teabagged it.
Yeah,
in
I
the
remember
spot
that.
Oh
in
my God.
Minnesota,
My
St. Paul.
apologies, listeners and Blum.
All right, this one's for everybody. How many pro models have you all had?
One?
And I'm guessing this could be
You're involved in this, Seth, too.
anything. Me?
Yeah, how many of you had, Seth?
Oh, shit. I think maybe 3 or... No, probably 4. I think 3 on Santa Cruz, 1 on CAPiTA.
Nice. One for me.
Somewhere between 10 and 12 for me. Wow. Booyah! Pat's like,
Sorry, I'm thinking. I'm blanking right now. You go.
he said it's one. It wasn't a quick answer for Reid.
Jeez. I knew this would happen. I would get asked questions, and then I'd just blank.
Just give us a ballpark.
All right,
We'll
over
say-
under Chris.
We'll say 15.
There we go.
Over, dude. He's been super pro since he was a freaking child.
Yeah, but some companies don't do them that often. I feel like you had one with the salamanders and 6 pieces and all that
Yeah.
stuff for a minute.
Yep. He had a good run.
All right, this one's for Rav. To me, you embody everything that is snowboarding. Where do you get all of the energy when you ride?
Thank you to whoever that was.
That's Canute that asked that.
I would say that I just love snowboarding. And, you know, I'm just at the point in my life where I realize that it's a very special thing. And I'm just trying to, you know, use it while I have it. And it's like an artistic outlet and expression. So it allows, you know, many people to get some stuff out that maybe they can't get out any other way. So I just try to use it whenever I'm on the board is when I feel probably the best that I, you know, can feel in my life. So it makes it easy.
To lean into that, so you're saying you use snowboarding as a form of creative expression?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Well, it's kind of like a painting, and I guess it comes down to also going back to making it seem like I don't know what I'm doing, like going down the hill or no idea what I'm gonna do. But it's just kind of like seeing where it goes a bit. Like you start moving, then you're going a certain speed, and you see something, and you can kind of just play around and bonk around and do all that stuff, but it's just kind of just like a painting or something like that. You start it and move around a bit, and then no, that's not quite right, and you take it a different way. And like a run is kind of like that. But yeah, I think it's like almost like a physical embodiment of some type of art. At least I think it feels that way.
Eloquent answer.
That was great.
Hell yeah, Rav.
Okay, Pat, this is a heater. Are you ready?
Sure.
What's your most memorable trick you have ever filmed? Because you've got a catalog you're going to have to scroll through right now.
Jeez. Yeah, I'd say the one that popped into my head was probably just the one that like didn't get filmed when we were filming for the fourth phase. It was honestly the best feeling trick I've ever done.
What was it?
It was a First Tracks Switchback 10 double cork.
Nice.
On this like hectic Travis Rice jump.
Yep.
And it took me, it was like a month of filming with like, I didn't land anything. And then we built this jump, we built it right before like a little dusting came, I think. And we had one day to film it, and just so stressful. Had all this pressure because I hadn't landed anything. And anyways, I drop in and basically just like did it. I was really proud of myself. I did it exactly how.
It.
Yeah, I laced it, and then like get to the bottom, and you could just hear from like one person to the next on the radio, like fuck, like. What's going on? What's wrong with the camera? Like, anyways, there was 5 people filming that day. No one got it.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
All you have is like a top cut or something.
Should we drop all 5 names right now?
No. There was like some technical issue with the camera, so it wasn't like, I don't think it was any one person's fault. And the way that the jump was like, somebody was filming from the top, someone was filming from the bottom. There was one person kind of getting like the A shot, and it was the whole thing, and that ended up not working. And the other shots, like, it just didn't, you couldn't piecemeal it together. So yeah.
I heard someone didn't put the cards in the camera.
Oh.
Just say it.
No, I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened, but I thought it was like some technical thing. But
Did you cry or scream?
Tell us what
or-
happened after, because that's just as good. You tried it again, didn't land it.
Yeah, I tried it a few times and thinking, well, I'm blanking. I don't know. What did you hear?
Well, Bodie was there. Bodie's like,
Yeah.
I showed up for this trick, and he's like, I got a clip or whatever, but Pat did a switchback 10 double. Nobody filmed it, and then he just got in his truck and drove home.
That's the version I heard too.
Yeah, is that true?
Pretty much. I tried the switchback 10 a bunch of times after, couldn't get it. I ended up getting a front 10, so I got a clip.
That ain't bad.
Just a little front 10.
Just a little
It was something.
Just a little offering.
But yeah, we loaded up sleds, and I left. I was just like, the pressure was just too much. It was that whole video was like between cameras not working, drones not working, the weather not working. It was just so much pressure, and it was getting to me.
Weren't you filming another project at that time, and didn't you like have to kind of prioritize that project that they missed the clip, and it just like kind of melted you down mentally? Just like, I was missing all these other days. I show up here, they don't turn the camera on. I get the trick of my dreams. What the hell?
Yeah, what video? I forget what
were you
video.
doing. I think you were doing Real Snow Street and Real Snow Backcountry that year.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like, yeah, there's other things to do, and And yeah, anyways, it's just one clip. It's 2 seconds, but that one hurt.
Wow.
That's amazing.
All right, we got any more
Yeah,
questions?
this is the last one. Where's your first day on the hill going to be this season? This is for everybody.
I'm hoping it's going to be at Ski Ward in Massachusetts because they have a snow gun that they can blow snow like above 32 degrees. And I'm going back at some point, but I'm hoping that it's on a little park over there on the East Coast.
Pat?
I don't really know. I think Meadows. We just moved to Portland, so I'm a little bit unsure of where we're at in Meadows or Timberline, or maybe going out to Bend and Bachelor.
I'm probably going to the spot where I normally start my days.
Probably the spot, unless we end up going to Minnesota for some reason, then Wild or Troll or Highland.
Baby Huey?
Yeah, it always starts as a spot every season.
All right.
Brighton.
Love it.
All right, we're going to talk about Arbor. I like what Arbor's got going on these days. They're doing big things. So Arbor has been making high-performance snowboards for nearly 30 years with a little thing called craftsmanship, and they do it with a conscience. These guys were on the sustainability tip long before it was cool, using real wood top sheets, eco-friendly materials, and giving a damn about the mountains and the planet. They're backed by one of the sickest teams out there. We're talking Jared Elston, a.k.a. Big Air Jer, Mary Francois, Red Gerard, who just won an X Games gold, Brian Iguchi, Danny Cass, and many others. Arbor Snowboarding is resetting the standard, blending high performance and sustainability with precision, power, and purpose. So whether you're straight lining like a psycho or going full dummy in the park, Arbor's got A-grade boards and bindings that you need to ride your best. So check out Arbor. They got a lot of cool stuff going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lizard King here. And I've got a fantastic new product for you. It's Run Through a Wall nasal strips. Eucalyptus flavored, 30 in a pack. And it will make your life 25% better. Do you sleep next to someone that's constantly snoring, ruining your life, making it so you're groggy, grumpy, and angry in the morning? Buy them some nasal strips from runthroughawall.com. It's a fabulous website. We've got breathing salts. We've got nasal strips. Go to runthroughawall.com, type in Lizard King at the checkout, and you can get yourself 10% off. Good to see you.
Seth, we got any Patreon questions? Thanks to our Patreon members for supporting the show. What do we got on there?
All right, this one's from Brad Gobdell. All right, for everyone. What are the new movie projects dropping this fall you are most excited about and why?
First of all, and also, what are people in here filming for? If you guys have clips too. Reid, why don't you start this off?
Start off with what we're filming for and then what we're excited for.
Yeah.
Filming for a 2-year VG video. So got another year filming for that. Never done a 2-year video, so that's super exciting. Fun change of pace. Most excited for the new 686 video. I think it's called Atlas 2. It's got Cooper, Robbie, Tommy, Forrest, Savannah, Riley. That'll be a banger. Colton Feldman editing it. So that one will be epic. And then Krugs and Jed and Cole and Ryoki are doing a ride video as well.
Cool. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Pat?
So I've been working on a Great Digression with Kyle Schwartz. But yeah, I'd say that 686 video. Looking forward to it. I spent a few days with some of the crew in Tahoe, kind of showed them around, and just watching them ride was pretty badass. So
cool. I love that. Ravioli?
I can't think of one thing that I know about that is even happening, but I filmed for a little edit with Skylar Brent, and we're going back to this concept that we had a couple years ago called the Snark. So
yes.
Yeah, so we're bringing that back, and yeah, hopefully it will be good. I think it will be.
Can't wait to see it. I got some clips in the 32 video. I got a clip in Bodie's video, but I'm really excited for Bodie's video. He's coming off of a 2-year project. He's been filming A grades for the past 2 years, dropping this fall. We're releasing it on our channel as well, but it's always good when Bodie's got a serious offering.
Yeah,
so
that is going to be heavy.
Should be good. Baby Huey?
Yeah, absolutely. Bodie's video sounds incredible. Definitely looking forward to 686. I was talking with Sarge, and he was juicing it up for Atlas 2. I'm excited to see that. And I'm really excited to see the VG 2 year when it comes out. It's not coming out this year, but next, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarge, Cooper, or Robbie will read some text messages from Sarge, and it's the cutest thing ever. It's like, proud of you, brother. Just watch the TL. You stood on business this year. Bosses do boss shit.
Sick.
Pat McCarthy is the man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love
He's
So
incredible.
funny.
much.
What else we got for Patreon questions?
Oh, this one's from Chris Erickson's for the group as well. He's like, I miss the days of well-rounded video parts when riders' parts would include backcountry, street, and park clips. Do you think there is a chance we'll see a resurgence of the ATV, or are the days of specialized snowboarding here to stay?
I mean, people are doing it. I mean, Reid does it.
Yeah.
You got Rene Renecongas' video part is a pretty good offering of all terrain. So there's some specialization happening, but there's also people that are holding it down for the ATVs.
Yeah, I'd like to do it more, but I need to buy a snowmobile and learn something about avalanches before I buy a snowmobile.
Got to come up to risk maturity.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's coming back in some capacity. Like for me, I want to be that, but also like, where you invest your time is like what you're, what's gonna flower. So it's like, I feel like I'd go into all those places, but it's just at a lower capacity than a lot of people. But my ATV definitely, it's like, it's grazing some outskirt of some trail.
I think there's plenty of ATVs out there still, so it hasn't gone anywhere.
And I think a factor for the ATVs, back to this question, is the money in snowboarding is changing. It's more diluted, and filming backcountry is an expensive endeavor. If you need a snowmobile and you need fuel for that, and you need to drive everywhere, and even filming, a lot of times people are restricted to their budgets in what they can film. So not everybody has the budget to fly all around the world to all these great places to film a well-rounded video part. They can only do what's in their backyard.
I also feel like it's kind of a little chiller to be a pain in the ass liability on a street trip and sit in the van and throw some shovels around. But if you don't know what you're doing in the backcountry, you could actually get some people hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little harder to figure out.
Yeah, and like with the sleds, it's like you're not going to be there. Like it's actually impossible to get out there unless you figure out how to ride a sled. So that's like a whole nother learning curve.
For sure.
I think a lot can get done at resorts.
Oh, no,
Like, that's the
for
thing
sure.
too. Is like backcountry, you can really get a lot of stuff handled just hiking around Brighton,
Yep.
as Reid has done in the past.
Yeah, absolutely.
Side country.
Side country at
Warriors.
Brighton.
Grizzly Gulch,
Yeah, I mean, lots up in Washington,
Baker,
Tahoe.
Tahoe,
I mean, we could just name all the
Europe.
places.
Europe.
Europe. You don't need a sled. That's a good point.
Yeah, let's get there.
I would have to, if I can just jump in here and just kind of echo what you guys are saying, but also to me, when I look at it, it's like the bandwidth too, right? Like the bar is so high in the streets, the bar is so high in the backcountry, and you'd be able to fit that all in for most projects or like a single year. That's just got to be an incredible task to handle, because you got to be on every single day. You're traveling, the globe to seek out, a clip, and it's got to be mind melting. I'm glad I don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So like to fit that in a single year's.
Seems like you got to be way
gnarly.
more patient with the backcountry stuff too.
You know what I was noticing watching the grenade videos, because Pat was coming on. I was revisiting some old vids, and like you have a line where you go front 7, cab 7, front 10, and then a back 3 alley oop, like a nice back 3 alley oop in a pipe, 12 feet out, sprinkled in with some street rails and some jumps. It's a nice little spice on top.
Yeah, that used to be like everybody used to have at least one half pipe clip back in the day. Up at Hood this summer, watching Miles ride, that was pretty rad. He's, anyways, yeah, like the half pipe clip always would get me juice, because everybody would kind of have like, their trick, whether it was like a McTwist, front 7, or whatever it is, just style out as, a 5 or a 7, and you could get a clip.
Lay-Nack Cab 7 is a
Oh, yeah.
staple in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what else we got for Patreons?
Yeah, let's hop on this one. It's a good topic from Pete Hoops. Pat, can you give a rundown of the creation of Risk Maturity Collective and how it differs from the typical Avi cert classes? Any thoughts on trying to do an event on the East Coast? And Rav, to tie in, what's the craziest thing you saw go down at the pirate party? At a pirate party? Maybe we scratched that one, but yeah, Pat, go for the risk maturity.
I think I know what they're talking about.
Peg leg. The peg leg party. Arg.
Yeah, so Risk Maturity got started a while ago, and it basically was a conversation that happened at the Baldface Bar between myself, Jeff Pensiero, and Billy Anderson. And we were just talking about all the different kind of situations that were happening in the backcountry, a lot of close calls that were recently happening, people getting injured. And Jeff kind of posed the question of just like, why isn't there more like communication basically within the community to bring people together and learn from these experiences and to train together and actually be prepared for when events happen. And Billy was a big advocate of that. And basically Jeff, like the next year opened up the lodge and made it happen for us. And then since then, since then, John Buffery from Baldface and the whole guiding crew up at Baldface, Demian, the whole crew up there, they came together and they really like own it and they really take pride in what they're teaching, and they're sharing their knowledge, their experiences. And so for the last 10 years or so, it's been a training ground for people who have spent, years in the backcountry or who are just getting started, Reid, who want to get out there and want to kind of take the right first step of getting educated before getting out into the backcountry. So that was kind of like the start of Risk Maturity, and we've started branching out and doing some other courses. Last year, we brought it here to Salt Lake, and we have some plans for this season as well. And but yeah, we've talked about doing an East Coast one. I would love to, because so many people on the East Coast are traveling west, traveling Europe, Japan, whatever. Like that knowledge isn't unique to the West Coast. And to be honest, I had a childhood friend who passed away on Mount Washington. So. So yeah, it's if you're going out into the backcountry, absolutely you need to be educated. And to answer the question, the difference between the courses that you might take from your Avi 1, Avi 2, anything like that, those are for sure the foundation and the building blocks of the education that you need. And what Risk Maturity is basically taking that education and putting it into practice and really taking it not only from what happens in an avalanche, but all the way into, extracting people from the backcountry, how to package them up, doing some basic first aid, and yeah, really doing it from A to B. I think that we were noticing that a lot of the training that you would get from a typical class would be kind of like, a beacon just buried underneath the snow, and you go find it, and that, kind of checks a box. And basically what we wanted to do was like, let's make this real. Let's really train this from A to Z and get people to practice and to understand how your group dynamics work and what to actually do if there's an avalanche and you have someone hurt. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's killer. And going back to what you said there too, like when you do the extraction and the guide acts as the person, there'll be a dummy that's buried. You dig out the dummy or whatever, the beacon, and then the guide will act as basically a limp body. And you really learn how to extract a limp body out of the mountains and how gnarly it is and what it takes. But it gives you confidence in a scenario where if it was to happen, you're like, okay, I could get my dog out of here if we need to.
Yeah, it gives you confidence, but it also gives you a lot of awareness.
Yeah.
You know, so many places that you go, even in just side country, even on resort, like you get, like take away an avalanche hazard, even just an injury in some of those places is like so challenging to get somebody out. So for me, I think that exposure to the realities of getting somebody out in the snow, in hazardous weather, and all these different scenarios and issues, it's like it kind of slaps you in the face and makes you double think, or makes you, think twice about where you're going to go, what you're going to do, and who you're with.
Mm-hmm. Killer. All right, I'm gonna lean in. I got a couple questions for you, Pat. I'm gonna point the lens at you here for a minute. First, I want to jump into your role over at Arbor, and now you are on the other side of the industry, working for a brand. What is your title, and what is it that you're doing over there?
Yeah. So Arbor's just been amazing. Matt Patty, thank you. He's been really great about bringing me into the fold, and right now I'm running the social media, and kind of that's evolving further, and I get to be a part of all the marketing conversations, and so just getting my foot in the door there, and learning a lot from Hava and Eddie, who've they've been doing this for a while, and it's definitely eye-opening for all the shit talking I used to do on team managers and, and marketing people, Seth included. A lot goes into it, and it's impressive. So it's been fun to learn for sure.
So why did you choose to take this role? Are you taking a step back as being a pro snowboarder? What's your thought process on taking this job?
For me, it was really kind of a step forward. I think that the opportunity to learn something new, to like progress off of the 20 plus years I've had as a pro rider, basically get my foot in the door. And even though social media, when I first got the job a year ago, it was like, all right, social media, whatever. I kind of hate being on Instagram and all this stuff. But like, then I got into it, and it's like, you're the voice of the brand. And it is a big responsibility, and it's been just a cool experience to have that, and to recognize that a lot goes into marketing, and a lot goes into brand, everything.
With marketing, I feel like you guys have a pretty elite crew. Hava's working there. You got Eddie Wall is in marketing.
Yeah.
Matt Patty. The people behind the scenes are well tenured. You guys got anything exciting that's going on? I know you guys signed Big Air Jer, Red Gerard. Like, you guys are doing big things over there. Anything you're excited about? Yeah,
definitely. We got some heat coming out. Big Air Jer's he's sitting on something. So
cool.
Yeah.
And I talked to Red. He mentioned something about kids boards. He's pushing kids boards for Arbor. He wants to do a line with kids. Is that true?
Well, I don't know how much I can share or not. I don't know.
You don't know if you're allowed to speak on that. I like that.
I mean, it's not like probably top secret, but I don't know.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he said some stuff on air here last year, so it's
probably not top
probably
secret.
Not that top secret. But what he wanted to do. Love that. And then I also saw recently on Instagram, you posted something where you said you're taking a step back, or you left Vans. How did that come to be? Did you leave Vans? What happened there?
No, I've had a bunch of conversations over the last month or so, kind of once I learned that I wasn't going to get renewed with Vans, and over the last 13 years I was there, we did some really cool stuff, got to travel to some incredible places. I feel really proud about my time there. Dude. And, nothing lasts forever. Certainly just appreciate that it happened, and big love to the whole crew always.
Damn, that was very graceful. Respect your grace on that. Yeah, I mean, dude, thinking about all the video parts you've had with them, landline, pro model boots, traveled the world. You guys have done a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, it was a special time. I think it was when I signed on to Vans, it was right at the cusp of them doing some really cool stuff in snowboarding. So I feel really privileged that I got that time with them, and getting to work with Casillo and, you know, Tanner. Just the whole squad has been rad for sure. It's, you know, I'm not tripping at all. Like I look at that as just another era in my life in my time within snowboarding. You know, I had such an amazing time in the Waterville era, a great time during like the Grenade days, the Forum days, and then, you know, with Volcom and Vans, like just so blessed.
Absolutely. And now you're a dad.
Yeah. Yeah. Big, yeah, exactly.
A lot of chapters.
Yeah, a lot of chapters for sure. But, you know, going back to like what you're asking about the social media, like I think a big part of why I took that job was, you know, also being a dad and just being like, all right, what's next? What can I do to be involved with snowboarding, this community that I love and I want to be a part of forever, but also a job that doesn't pull me away from the family and allows me to do work from wherever I'm going to be. And this is kind of the first step with that. So my hope is to kind of grow, you know, a portfolio of brands that I work with on the marketing end and kind of do it on my own pace.
Are we still going to see switchback sevens and stuff though? Like,
Definitely.
Absolutely.
okay, good. Jesus, I got
Switchback
scared.
10s.
I got scared. Yeah. So what about switchback 10? Are we going to? We're still going to see
Switchback
those?
10. I did Switchback 7 this summer.
Okay.
Switchback 10, I haven't done one of those in a while, but I'll dust one off for you.
There we go.
Yeah, I'll come out. We'll build a jump.
Perfect.
We'll go to swimming pool.
All tomahawk.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Perfect.
I feel like you're going to be able to go switchback 5, some big ass step down until you're like 70.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not McTwist. I lost those.
Yeah.
So I'm out of the
You
running.
lost
for
them when
older.
you learned to make twist reverts.
Yeah,
That was a
exactly.
fluke.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get into a section of the show.
I might actually have a question for Pat.
oh, yeah.
That could
Fire
be
it up.
fun.
Yeah.
So I feel like at some points in your career, you had extra change in your pocket and you were able to make some smart investments and maybe some stupid ones. I heard you made some good money off investing in a beer company. Do you have any recommendations for some young investors? And do you regret any of the investments that you made?
Good question, Reid.
Jeez. I definitely regret some of the questions.
What were the biggest flops?
I don't want to talk about biggest flops.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll tell you about them personally. But, you know, some of them were my own fault, you know, businesses that I wanted to see happen. But I didn't know enough at the time.
Okay.
Let's see.
I feel like you invested in real estate at a young age. As soon as you started getting paid, you started buying houses.
Yeah, totally. So to go back to your question, yeah, I would say the best advice that I could tell you would be keep it simple and start young. Start as soon as you can, and you know, everybody has a different goal with investing. But what I've found is, you know, keeping a long-term time horizon and not worrying about like the ups and downs of the market. That's been the move for me. So broad-based index funds, get started early, you're fine.
You hear that, kids?
But yeah, I'd say I got super lucky when I was young. My dad was basically, you know, once I started making money, he helped me buy my first place, and then that snowballed into like my second house, and then just by luck, not by anything that I did, like Salt Lake became like a big destination for people to live, and real estate prices went up, and so a lot of my like success in investing was pure luck. But I think that my biggest success in it was that I got started.
Cool.
And that's the biggest thing is like, if you're on the sidelines, like you're not a part of it.
I like that.
All right, we're going to keep it moving then. Let's get into Run Through a Wall trivia. Here we go.
Welcome to Run Through a Wall Trivia.
You guys got your buzzers?
gonna botch this. Let's get the brain activated.
You're fired.
Okay, Seth, it's your job to keep an eye on everybody and see who picks first. Now, I will ask a question. Now, you can buzz at any time. I will stop asking the question when you buzz. First person to buzz answers. If you get the question wrong, you got to do a salt. If you get the question right, you get this trophy here. It's a golden bottle of salts with a trophy that I duct taped on top. Very
Can you hand me a couple salts?
Yes. Here.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a stack.
Whoa. You queuing it up already?
Well, I like
just
it.
know that I'm not gonna get a lot of these.
You
so,
miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Oh, we'll be saying something.
Yep. All right. Focus up. Hands close to the buzzer so you guys are ready. First question. In the grenade video, Smell the Glove, all the riders are a member of what band?
Satin Dagger.
That's correct.
I didn't even know
You
it.
keeping track? You got to give Ravs 1 point, Seth. Okay. What rider recently front flipped into the pond by Mulligans at Copper this summer?
Sam Klein.
Oh, that's correct. I don't know if he front flipped. I was thinking of more of a drunken late front flip, but did Sam Klein?
So Sam Klein, I don't think he front flipped. He jumped from the roof. He's not allowed back there.
Okay.
Cody, me and him were messing around when the bar was closing, and he nailed a front flip into the lake. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't know if Sam Klein may have front flipped, but I thought he just jumped in.
He probably jumped.
But sorry if we got that wrong. But the answer I was looking for is Cody. We'll give
Cody
you the point.
Warble.
Are we giving it to him?
Yep.
All right.
Okay. What company did Scott Stevens ride for prior to CAPiTA?
Academy?
That's correct.
Nice read.
See, you got to be. I know you know that.
Barely.
You got to be on it, Rav.
It's churning.
Okay, in the year 2000, what male rider won the Junior Jam at the U.S. Open? Buzz.
Pat?
Did you buzz? No. Oh, yeah, Pat won. Yeah, Pat Moore.
Congrats,
Why didn't
Pat.
you answer that, Pat? You don't want to get it right? You don't want to win this trophy?
I mean, Reid is running away with this thing.
Pat,
Next question.
I think he's scared to do assault.
you guys need to focus up.
yeah.
Get ready. Jesus Christ. Which rider, who is a mother of two, recently announced their return to competition?
Jamie Anderson.
That's correct. He's on the board.
He's on the board.
He's on the board. All right. You ready for another one here, Pat? What is Pat Bridges' nickname?
The Eye.
That's correct.
He's going.
All right. What is Danimal's real name? Who got it?
Dan Liddell.
Were you watching?
It was Pat.
Okay.
Dan Liddell.
That's correct. Wow, he's making a run. All right. On the iconic kink in Big Bear, what rider did a 50-50 and ollied down?
Jeff Anderson.
Oh, Pat, he's going. He's going. All right. Wow, this is a come from behind scenario right now. What's the score, Seth?
Pat's got 4. Reid's got 3. Rav is on the board with 1.
Yes. At least I'm on the board.
Name one trick that Peter Line did on the forum step down.
Switchback 5.
That's correct. Also switchback 7, switchback 3.
That's true.
But that's all we're looking
Switchback
for.
1?
Maybe. Jody Wozniak gave me that answer.
No,
So.
I don't think.
Switchback 3.
Switchback
Yeah,
3.
Switchback 3 tail. That was sick.
Okay. Pat is running away with it. Who has Ender video part in Knights of the Brown Table?
Nick Baden.
That's correct. There we go, Reid.
Reid, make a tapping motion.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Yep. What state is rider Zeb Powell from?
North Carolina.
That's correct.
Let's read.
Damn it.
Tied up at 5.
There we go.
Okay.
Come on, Reid.
What streetwear / outerwear brand did Simone Chamberlain start?
That was Pat.
Nomis.
That's correct. All right, we got one last question.
Shit.
What Forum Youngblood is from Rutland, Vermont?
That was Michael.
Lucas Magoon.
That's correct. So who's our winner?
Pat.
Pat's the winner with 6.
Congratulations.
Reid's got 5.
Congratulations.
Rav held it
Wow.
down 2.
Here's your trophy, sir.
Thank you.
Put that somewhere.
I'm going to give this to Rainey.
There was no wrong answers.
No wrong answers. No, that I kind of honestly that was a piece of shit trivia. I didn't really think that hard on the questions. Put that next to your junior jam trophy, Pat.
I should have sent you my junior jam trophy. I still have it
Where is it?
in a box.
It's not in the mantle?
No, what mantle?
Damn. Remember when you won the junior jam, Pat?
I do. Yeah. You know, all right, trivia. Who won the women's side?
Hannah Beeman.
No.
Oh, I guess she's older, maybe.
Yep. Not by only a year or two older.
Elena
but-
Height.
No.
Jamie Anderson.
No.
I don't know. Who?
Carrie White.
Oh, wow. Sean White's sister?
Yep.
No way.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah, a little fun fact for you.
Wow, I would have had to do a salt. I would have got that wrong. I'll do one anyway. Where are the salts? So toss me that bottle. Reid, we got a great Jesus Christ. My bad. Fastball coming at me.
My bad.
All right, we're gonna get into an interview with Zeb Powell. Had a chance to catch up with him. Let's check out what he has to say.
Okay, picture this. One day you're chasing Pow, the next, street skating in a city you don't even live in. Whatever your vibe is, chill, bold, classic, wild, Cole makes headwear that adapts because style's not a fixed thing. Cole Headwear. However many hats you wear, make them Cole. And I'm also currently wearing a bonnet provided by Cole Headwear. Let me tell you, this thing is clean. So check out coleheadwear.com and remember, however many hats you wear, make them Cole.
A little interruption in your bomb hole episode today. I'm here with Nidecker Need to Know. I'll ask you a question and you get a chance to win these Nidecker CAPiTA boots. They're my favorite boot of all time, right out the box. They just fit like a glove and super comfortable, and yet they hold up very well. And my question today is, who's your favorite all-terrain ATV out there? Goat ATV. Who can handle all-terrain, POW, park, pipe, rails, big mountain? Who's the most well-rounded snowboarder out there today, in your opinion? Let us know on Bombhole's Instagram's post of the guests currently on there, and you'll get a chance to win these CAPiTA boots for yourself. Let's get back to the episode.
All right, we got Zeb Powell on the line. What's happening, Zeb?
Oh, I'm just chilling right now. I just touched down in Newark, going to New York City right now. I got an interview with Complex tomorrow. And then, just got some stuff popping in the city. It's New York Fashion Week. So we'll see what's good with that.
Are you going to Fashion Week?
Dude, I'm going to Fashion Week.
That is crazy, dude. That's incredible.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I got Alex with me, too.
What up, Cac? How you doing?
I'm good, brother. It's cracking.
Just in the studio right now. We're just recording some group chat action. But I want to start off by saying, dude, congrats on doing big things. I've been meaning to pick your brain on this. You got on Jordan. How did that come to be?
It's actually pretty funny. my DMs like stay flooded with a ton of crazy shit all the time. So it's hard to take it seriously sometimes. But luckily, shouts out to our boy Holden Barth. He caught this one. This one homie was talking about, maybe a deal with Jordan. And I saw it and just didn't think much of it. But he screenshot it and sent it to the chat. And was like, yo, I think this guy's serious. So then we were all like, oh, okay, cool. Well, here, let's send him the email and everything. And then, just started the conversation. I think that was not last spring, of course. But the spring before, I think, is when, I don't know. Actually, I was with Alex and we were looking out the window. We just had a meeting with Jordan or not with Jordan, but with their team, just talking about it. And we're like, yo, this would be insane if this actually happened. And a year and a half later, here we are.
Damn, dude. Congratulations. So hyped for you. How are those boxes?
Oh my gosh. There's what do you think? It's 8 a month, probably?
I think, it's 8 shoes a month. And then, he gets 20 items per month on minimum. So 20 to 50 different things.
Yeah,
Probably
so
10 pairs of shoes.
probably like 10 pairs of shoes, and then like 35 to 50 like clothing items, like every month. It goes to Pete's house, so you guys can pick his brain about how fun that is. It's hilarious. So I think the UPS driver knows now, or actually, he does know, and he's like starting to like pick up. He's like, "Is this Zeb Powell's house?" Like, like Pete would come out and be like, "Yeah, this is where he gets his mail." Yeah. So it's pretty funny. We gave him some Jordans the other day. He's like so hyped. So it's pretty fun. Yeah.
Incredible. I need to hear about this trip to Greece where you actually met Jowden. I saw you standing next to him in a photo. What was going on with this Jordan Greece trip?
Really, it was like a summit trip for the whole brand. I guess it's usually called Board of Governors. It's like where the Board of Governors of like Jordan likes to get the whole team together to just have some fun and like kind of build. And they hadn't done it in a few years, but of course they wanted to bring it back this year. I think they've gone to like Monaco before too, but it's pretty funny. The idea of the trip is just to get together and kind of build on some ideas and kind of let the team know where the brand is going. So like Jordan did a Q&A, like the the heads of the company like talked, and we just got together and had a really really good time too. It was insane.
And who else was there? From what I saw, it looked like NFL players and NBA players and other elite athletes and whatnot.
Yeah, it's like, we had Bam there from the Heat, Melo there, Carmelo was there, Luka Doncic was there, Paulo was there. There was so many heads. Nigel Sylvester was there too. Cam Jordan, Jalen Hurts. Oh yeah, Jalen Hurts was there. Yeah,
Damn, dude.
everyone was there. It was insane, dude.
So they put you up in like a Motel 6, or were the accommodations okay?
Just a little Four Seasons action. It's really nothing big. Like, it's super chill. Like, they didn't have a Nobu on the premises or anything at all. Like, it wasn't much at all.
I heard
they could go hard in each other.
I heard rumor that like all the hotel rooms had Jordan fixtures, and there was like Jordan chocolate fountains and shit like that.
There's like a Jordan sculpt. I can send photos and stuff if you want. But there was like Jordan. They brought in a Jordan sculpture. We had, I think, there was like a run of like 160 like Jordan Board of Greatness shoes, unreleased Travis Scott shoes. There was literal like Jordan chocolates, like box of chocolates. They brought in a ton of like Hermes, perfume samples, cologne samples. Anything else I'm missing? There was way more.
A cigar.
Oh yeah, there was a Jordan Board of Greatness cigar.
Damn.
A Jordan Board of Greatness tin. The list goes on and on. It was insane. Some different shit for sure. They're moving different.
You know what I gotta slap some massive respect on, Zeb, is that you're in Greece, you're at the Four Seasons, you're smoking Jordan cigars, living just this most elite lifestyle that anybody could imagine. You come home, you join us at Woodward Copper and stay at the employee housing, The Edge, and come and pull up and just ride Woodward and just stay so fucking true to it. And just like, we didn't have enough room in our Airbnb, so you're like, fuck it, I'm staying at The Edge. And I just got to slap so much respect for you, not being too big for any of that and still staying true.
Nah, dude. I actually loved that week so much. It was like, for me, it was like time to slow down and like to get to kick it with you guys, which I feel like mid-season is hard because I'm like on such a different program. It's hard to like slow down and kick it with the homies. So to get to do that was like such a treat. And also, honestly, staying in The Edge was actually it was like truly grounding. Like, I honestly like didn't even feel like humbling. I don't know if that's the right word. Like, it just felt. I don't know. I told you. Like, remember you were waiting outside, and I came out, and you're like, You're like, are you going or staying? I'm like, I'm staying for a second. My chi is really good in there. Like I was not kidding. Like, like I don't know. I was just like, my mind was in a great place in that little zone. So yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter where I am. You know, I'm just blessed to be doing what I'm doing, snowboarding and shit.
Yeah, well said. Yeah. Basically, when it was time to go, we were driving back to go to the airport, and me and Joey B were going to give Zeb a ride for the listeners. And basically, I'm like, all right, you want to ride? Zeb lives in Denver now. I'm like, you want to ride to Denver? He's like, no, I'm staying. My chi's so good in the edge. I'm just going to stay. Just kicked it. So sick.
Can't fuck up the chi, bro.
You can't fuck up the chi. That you never want to fuck up the chi. Also, big move to Denver from the East Coast. How's the adjustment? I guess you're never really home, but I picture your house being like an air mattress with some camping chairs and like nothing in it, or is it furnished?
It was for a second. I had the air mattress and on one in my room, like the queen, and then my mom came and stayed, so she had the twin in the other room. I had gotten this rug from Undefeated, so but it's like super small enough for me to put in a bag and travel with. So I brought that, threw that in the middle of the place. Found like one chair outside in the trash. You know, when people are moving out and they don't want to leave something or like don't want to bring something, they just like put it next to the trash. Brought that up. Then my friend brought another chair, and so pretty much had 2 air mattresses, 2 chairs, and 1 little rug, and nothing else for a good 2.5 weeks. It's more furnished now. We got couches, we got beds, we got high chairs, we got all the shit now. We good. But
has CAC been there? Has CAC been there? CAC, how is it? He hasn't been there?
I haven't been there yet, but I'm moving in with him and I have a room there, so I need to get there soon.
Wow, Jesus. Thoughts and prayers to the city of Denver when you guys are both there together. Holy shit.
Man, I don't know.
Yo, what's the name of that park there? The new park?
Oh, which one?
The snowboard park.
Oh, Ruby Hill.
Ruby Hill. It's over for Ruby Hill.
Mm-hmm.
For all the Ruby Hill shredders, we pulling up this year. We doing shit for sure.
Damn, Rado's
always
coming
wanted
up.
to ride.
This is big for Rado. This is big.
Yo, Ruby Hill's about to be lit. We gonna have it popping.
Love that. I want to talk about you riding Woodward. One of the things that was really fun to watch is like first run, you didn't even know what you're going at. You're just flipping and chucking off of everything, sight unseen. And then you and Joey Fava proceeded. I was going up the magic carpet, and I just saw your feet above your head going at a kink rail. From all I saw, I couldn't see the rest of it. I just saw feet above the head going at a kink rail. And you guys were going dummy. Tell me about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, shit. Really, all I can say is it was Wildcat Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was actually, I think I had started the process the run before. It was first run. I was like, Wildcat Wednesday. We got to do Wildcats and everything. Like, everything. And I was talking to Joey. I'm like, want to do it with me? And he's like, oh, yeah, sure. Okay. And then, so I dropped in with the filmer. I think it was with Luke G. And, I just started flipping off everything. And then, like, I don't know where the DFD was in front of me. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to flip onto it. And then, I think I got to flip onto some other stuff, too. But the next run, I came up and I was like, all right, your turn, Joey. And then, so he went and started Wildcat and everything. I get down to the bottom and hear that he literally did the Wildcat onto the DFD. Like he got it better than me for sure, but he just started going in after that. I remember at the top though, I was talking about it. I was like, "Yo, like Wildcats, like just do some stuff." He's like, I don't know, man. Like how he is, like fully not in it. And then I get to the bottom of the run, and he's like, "I just Wildcat onto the DFD." I was like, where the hell did that come from? It was like such a mind switch. I think he felt the energy because it was like at the top he was not feeling. He was like, "Oh, I haven't done a Wildcat yet. Like I don't know." I don't know. He's just feeding off energy.
Yeah, he's a bulldog when he gets going. Full bulldog.
Oh my God.
Dude, I also have to ask, I did see you flip. It wasn't a Wildcat. It was almost like cork back 5. I did see you land on your side on the kink rail one time, dude. That was fucking crazy, dude.
No, that wasn't the kink rail. That was a flat down rail. That lip was literally it was like 5 inches.
Yeah, it was no bomb, dude.
Yeah. I mean, Joey had me hyped up. So then I was like, fuck, I'll try to flip onto that. Yo, like for everyone around, they were freaking out. They were like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then Luke's like looking back at the clip and he's like laughing at me because I'm literally upside down, like midair, knowing I'm not gonna land it, like already laughing at the fact that like what the hell did I just fucking do? Like it was, the clip is hilarious. And I land and then I'm laughing on the slide down. Like I was laughing literally the second I left the lip, I was like, what did I just do? Yeah, it was so funny.
It was exciting. It was exciting to watch. Last topic I got on my notes here, Zeb, is I wanted to talk about Park After Dark at Big Snow because I saw some of the clips. It looked incredible. It looked like it went off. Tell me about that.
Yo. Yeah. I think the week before, I think we were on our weekly call and Holden actually no, we had just finished like we had a little summit, our team. And right before we were like, yo, Park After Dark's like the day after. Should we go? And we were like, might as well. Like shit. So also I had seen it like a month before, and I was like, yo, what is this? I hit up SK and he's like, this is Park After Dark, it's lit. And, like I'd seen the crowd, it was like popping. And I was like, oh, that's sick. And he's like, yo, pull up next time. And I never responded because I don't know if I'm gonna be there. But I guess word got around, like according to Holden, that like I was going. So once I finally actually posted I was going, like the word started really getting around. And then yeah, how many people was it? How many people
Which one?
for Park After Dark?
Oh God!
I
Yeah,
think
we
the
broke
thing's
capacity. It was over
yeah.
200 people registered and paid, and then I don't know what happened. It's almost like they left the door open or something. They just kept filling up.
It was like I think it was like 230.
Yeah,
And it had to been like 200, like 200, yeah, 200, 300 people. It was insane. But yeah, man, really, everyone just mobbing. It's actually funny. It was the end of the day. So the snow's kind of dried out by then. So it's not even not even like too fast, but everyone was still having such a good time. And like, yeah, we just all lined up next to the rail jam or like the DFD and the down rail and just watch people go crazy. I taco the damn rail. I can't snowboard slow at all, so it was my kryptonite. But I was still having fun, and everyone was getting down. So
It
it's
looked
just
like
a good vibe.
the parking lot after looked like the most exciting thing.
Yo, yeah, they were drifting. I think that's what everyone was saying. Like, pull up to the parking lot after. I was cooked from the day, but the parking lot seems like the place to be. It's like you hit the park after dark, and then the parking lot after darking lot. Yeah.
Dude, I just heard something when you were talking earlier. I want to go back to. Did you say you have a Zeb Powell team summit? Like your team, you guys were doing a summit?
Yeah.
What is that? What is that?
Well, okay. So really, it's just that this, like I said, you know how it is for me mid-season. It's just like I'm here, I'm there, and like I could say like 2 words to someone, and then I have to go, and then like so like we're fully in it, like for these events and stuff, and it's always fun, and like but we never get a chance to like really like take it in. It's just like on to the next thing. And there's all these incredible moments that are like hard to keep up with. So it's like once the season finishes, we plan out like a little summit and just have everyone kind of reflect on the season and come with ideas to build for the next season on like, what went well. And what to build on. It's like, I don't know. What I like to say is where you've been, like you need to look back at where you've been to like plan where you want to go. So that's kind of what we did. I did like a huge wins and losses for every trip. It's like, oh, like this trip was a win. All right, this next trip was a win, but kind of like this is bad, and then so on. Like this trip was a loss, but it's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's like a snapshot of the season and just a time for us to get together and realize what we can do better and like build as a team. So.
Damn, that's so cool to hear that you guys are doing that and putting so much thought into it. All right, that being said, what was the biggest win of last season off the top of your head?
Oh,
for you.
You know, like what was your favorite part?
So I'd say biggest win, just without thinking, is definitely Boston heavy metal. Like, I mean, that's the whole idea of what I want to do is just get people excited about snowboarding. And I've been telling like so many different like, event coordinators like, yo, like just bring back these street events, like, but you got to like care and like, put care into them. And then people will come, put it in these cities that don't get to see it, and it's gonna be fucking lit. Um, I've been preaching it, and of course they've been doing heavy metals, and they've been dope. But I don't know what happened. The Boston one just exploded. Like you were there, like everyone was there. Everyone was saying like the biggest snowboard event in like ever, like which is fucked. Considering like where snowboarding is at nowadays. So it's like I just want to do more of that, and I don't know. That was inspiring for sure. Just like keep building and do stuff like that.
Well said. Good point. 20,000 people, shoulder to shoulder, there to watch people slide down a handrail is a beautiful thing. And and you were beloved at that thing, as you should be. It was really fun to see when you put your arms up in the air that first time when you walked out and the crowd went crazy. It was nuts.
I didn't even say anything. I just put my hand up. That was the craziest part. It was like a movie. I'm like, yo, look at this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yo, Goon. Can we talk about Lucas Magoon there too? Like,
yes, we can.
He was just. I feel like he won the event, low key.
Yeah.
Like also people were like chanting his name in the crowd too. Like he was a crowd favorite. People know. It wasn't like people just showed up to show up. Like people knew what was good. Like shouting Goon's name and shit. Damn.
Oh, dude, when he jumped over the Jersey barrier into the road after lacing.
Yeah.
He was a certified problem out there.
So G. Like, like never changed. Never changed at all. You just that same energy that he's always reciprocated is still there in full. It's beautiful.
Hell yeah. Well, good catching up, Zebulon. Any exciting plans this winter you want to talk about? Anything big on the horizon? Anything you're pumped up about?
Shit. You just got to pull up to a pop out. That's all I can really say.
That's it. Where are we going this year? Do you have dates planned?
We only got dates planned, but be on the lookout. We'll let you know.
Okay. Love it, Zeb. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to catch up with us. Appreciate you, brother.
Of course. Thanks for having me, bro.
Okay. All right.
Till next time. Shouts out Bombhole. Let's go.
Peace, Zeb. Thanks.
Peace.
Hey fam, Silk here with a quick FYI. If you don't know, winter is right around the corner, and the Ikon Pass is your way of making sure that every turn counts. Drop in on 60 plus unique destinations worldwide. We're talking more hot laps, we're talking more tree runs, and surely there will be more après hangs. Ikon Pass unlocks more joy all season long. Starting at only $329 for an adult pass, you can lock it in today for as low as $0 down and 0% APR with a payment plan, and terms do apply. It's time to text the crew and make plans for winter now because your Stoke's going to thank you later. Buy your Ikon Pass today at ikonpass.com. That's IKONPASS.com. Now back to the show. All right, we're going to take a brief intermission to discuss some incredible offers from our incredible friends over at Woodward Park City. Get your child's snowboarding adventure started correctly at Woodward Park City. Whether they're making their first turns or mastering front boards, Woodward Park City has a wide range of classes for all ages and all skill levels. If you're interested in progressing, head on over to woodwardparkcity.com.
All right, great interview with Zeb. We're going to keep it moving here. This is from Cuz Why Not Though. Smith, who's got the worst case of old headism you've ever seen? And maybe, quick synopsis of what old headism is.
All right, let me rewind to last time, the first time I was on this show talking about old heads. I never had any names in mind. I was just looking at the industry as a whole, seeing some other riders years ago getting paid at younger ages. And then some of my friends, like Cooper Whittier, for instance, who had amazing footage in Video of the Year for a couple consecutive years. And I was just hoping to help those guys get their checks as well. But there was never any names in mind. But now that we're on the topic, I can just...
What does it embody, though? What does
What
old
does
head
it embody?
embody?
It embodies... I guess the number one thing would be like complaining about cool opportunities, like complaining about getting to go to Hood with a sponsor and stuff because your normal life is too hectic and you can't fit it into your schedule. So we'll throw you under the bus, Chris, but you've done a great evacuation plan with this podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I wish I could deny it.
And you're still out there.
I wish I could deny it, but sometimes you got to take it on the chin.
I'm also seeing a young head spark come back, maybe.
I have fallen back in love with snowboarding, so maybe I could work my way. I could shake a little bit, but you can't deny what you are when you are something.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to accept being an old head.
And right now it's weird because, any athlete's career is going to look like a bell curve where starts small, gets big, ends small kind of thing as far as salaries and momentum and all that stuff goes. And I feel like right now there is honestly a lot of older people, unfortunately, getting pushed out of the sport. We do need older people in the sport like Mikey LeBlanc to carry on the integrity of everything. But I'm just going to throw a couple of my friends under the bus so they won't take it too personally. I'll throw Hale in the mix. He can lift big weights, but I don't know if he's excited to snowboard anymore.
I think he'd take that on the chin gracefully.
He probably complains about having to go to Australia or something last week, but sounds like a pretty sick opportunity to me. Maybe he didn't complain. Who knows? And we'll throw, I'm sorry, buddy, but we're going to throw SAXX in the mix too. He's still got it. He's still fucking incredible, but he loves to, complain a little, or at least he tells me that he's an old head all the time. And I got to be like, bro, you're fucking good. You're a beast. So he threw himself.
So we're doing Mount Rushmore now, basically. So you got me, Zach, Taxwood, one more on the Mount Rushmore of old heads.
Is this going to be a goddamn Instagram slide?
No, I see it as a painting.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 100%. This is its own segment.
All right. Fuck it. We're throwing someone else in the room in here. I'm sorry, buddy, but Seth, I think your young head is coming back, but I think not this past year, but maybe a couple years before it, you were getting slightly burnt. Would you agree?
100%.
Yeah, it's just the way it goes.
Really, going through some shit last year, but didn't you really care to snowboard?
Exactly. I was just be talking to you, being like, "Oh, have you been up there? I haven't been seeing you." And you'd be like, "No, dude, I'm in the office." Everything's
as
fucked.
a disclaimer, though, this is kind of like a little bit of a getting the band back together.
Oh yeah,
and managing you guys. I mean, what? Okay, yeah, I'm an old head.
Don't take that personally. Don't take that personally.
No, I do.
And you got it back. You got the young head energy back.
I got you.
We also got to mention some people that might be a little older that still have that young head energy, where Rav is a perfect example. He's probably more motivated than an 18-year-old to go snowboard at Loon when it's super icy, or Lewis, who just keeps pushing the needle and he hasn't slowed down.
Yeah, Bodeman.
Stevens.
You know who's psycho? Stevens, yeah.
Yeah, the list goes on. So
Blaze Rosenthal.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. Blaze.
Young head energy.
He is a psycho. He wants to snowboard bell to bell.
Blaze you know who also snowboards all the time is Chad Otterstrom.
Oh yeah,
Chad at camp all the time.
Yeah.
So it's not an age thing. It's a mindset.
Yeah. Can I just do a temp check? Todd Richards.
I don't know Todd enough. I've talked to him in person just a couple times, so I'm gonna need a better read.
He's an old head.
Todd's been a fucking old head since he left the East Coast.
But dude, he did a Cab 7. He did a Cab 7 recently where I feel like it's coming back a little bit. Seth? No?
There's a divide, you know, there's a divide where once you cross into old head, you ain't coming back out. And Todd's definitely an old head.
Todd complained at the lip and after the landing of that Cab 7.
My back.
Todd couldn't walk for a week at the Bond Hole Cup. And all he was doing was announcing.
No, I will say he had young head energy at Homesick. I got to watch Todd at Homesick, and it was so impressive. He was hiking the pipe nonstop, but as soon as he took his snowboard off, the complaining started. Yeah.
Well, one of the things we've talked about too, early onset old head, if you're checking out your friends, like keeping tabs on them, golfing is definitely a sign of early onset old head.
All right.
And you got some friends, Robbie Meehan's been
Brett
swinging them. Kulas.
Yeah, they're obsessed with golf. I was talking, actually, I'm not going to put him on blast, actually.
Why not?
No, because I was asking Robbie if he liked golf or snowboarding more, and he was like, I might like golf more nowadays. It's just like, he's like, I don't have to scare myself. Like, I get a lot of satisfaction after getting a good shot. Like, he's like, snowboarding's great. It's the best feeling in the world, but it's scary, bro. Like, but
the symptoms are real.
Yeah. When you hit 25, your frontal lobe is fully developed and you start to look at spots and you're like, yeah, let's put some snow there. This is actually kind of fucking dicey. Oh, shit. Where if I was 20, I'd be like, yeah, we're good. Press the fucking red button. Let's get it.
Hey, in Seth's defense and my own defense, I definitely have had my moments of old head.
No, Pat, you're an
bullshit.
old head.
Yeah, 100%. But you can't have a career. You can't spend 25, 30 years in anything and not go through a period of time where you're not jaded. Like,
for sure.
It's impossible.
All you got to do is
young,
start
dude.
taking up BMX jumping at 37.
No, it's just the natural progression of everything. It's just the way it goes. But then it is cool to see some old heads get the young head spark again.
Oh, it comes back.
Looking at you, Chris.
Oh yeah, dude, I fell in love. I fell back in love with snowboarding, dude. 100%. Bombhole Cup was like, God, it was so fun. It was fun to chuck carcass again, and
the wisdom lies in like learning like when the day is. That's when you turn that spark on. You could be an old head, and then you're just like, yeah. There's about 5, maybe 6, 7 days if I connect a year. That you're not keeping up.
I've had some old head ass days where I'm just like, this fucking sucks. But it usually ends up, it's all about the crew that you're with, and then you see your friends starting to chuck ass, and you're like, I got to get them.
Yeah.
I got to go bigger.
You know what I've experienced in Rav? You could probably speak on this too, but I think when I was younger and we would film these tricks that I'm really proud of, that you would, kill yourself for an A grade, like the process to get that clip was like pretty tormenting. Like it was a lot of profanity, a lot of like slams, a lot of like not really enjoying the moment. And now I feel like when I go snowboard, I maybe do a lesser trick, but I'm just like, God damn, that felt good, And I really can look around and I'm really enjoying the experience of being in the mountains. And I feel like, Rav, you have a presence when you're in the mountains where you know where you are, you're taking it all in, you're living in the moment, which I don't think I did as much when I was getting A grades.
I didn't. I'm probably just I'm 35 on the old head tip conversation, but I feel like just being born like yesterday. Like I feel like I had many years where I wasn't really enjoying myself as much as I could have been. But then you just go through different eras of your career, and I was fortunate to like fall back in love with all of like everything about just being in the mountains and that whole culture and lifestyle, and it makes it really easy now to wake up and go do this stuff, as opposed to like when you're just worried about like the final product of something like a video part or something like that. And you're always kind of looking to the future instead of just like being present and enjoying the day. We brought up Dan Danimals earlier, but he was he was one of my teachers in that regard, because Dan was always, the last person to the van, moving super slow, but he just had this like calm about him. And when he strapped in, he got, insane shots. And I was always like manic, like just, I got to get a shot. I got to set, is it my turn yet? And then I'd get in the board, and then I wouldn't like, you get something, everyone's just like, all right, we'll keep moving, and as opposed to like Dan just kind of like, oh yeah, that looks pretty good. And he'll do something amazing. So just like coming down to presence. I learned a lot from Dan in that regard. And now it's easy because, out of all the things in the world that I could be doing, I'm like snowboarding. And it's damn fine.
Well said. Have you ever filmed with Pat before?
Yes,
on like
I have.
A big cheese wedge or anything?
I was just thinking that I learned I learned about what quinoa was on a trip with Pat. But, it's like Blum and I are on a trip with Pat, and we're waking up early, and we're doing all this stuff, and we're getting to watch Pat do this, like, amazing stuff. I remember, like, the morning that we got up early, and you set up the parking lot rafter, and we shoveled, so much for this. And then we get there in the morning, and Pat just does it first try. And we were just like, oh my. And
It's a 50 front three, Mr. Plant?
Yeah. I think he
Front
went.
five.
Yeah,
Front
he went
five.
front
Oh, yeah.
five.
Yep.
Did you do the front three first?
Oh, front three first, yeah.
Yeah, he did
right.
front three first, and then he does like, front five right after. But, it's just like moments like that where you're working all night and you're like, oh man, when are we going to be able to stop shoveling? And then Pat, but then we get there and Pat handles his business, immediately, it was so inspiring. And at this time, probably a bit insecure in my own snowboarding, and I'm trying to find stuff that I can do. But it was just amazing seeing Pat getting to film with him. And I wasn't particularly happy with where I was at the time, but just being around Pat was it was so special, and so thankful for that. And having Scott on that trip and all those trips are amazing.
That whole year was so fun, but the
Unbelievable.
yeah, I had Rav and Blum out there shoveling like maniacs.
It was like real snow era where everything was like fat landings.
Yeah. It was a lot of moving snow for sure, but yeah, that
It was so worth it. So
was
worth it to
so much
see,
fun.
to feel that, like when you're just like, it's like, what was it, like 6:30 in the morning when we did that? Like 6 in the morning?
Yeah.
Like super early.
Well, that spot was interesting because we built it all that night before, showed up early in the morning, and I'm like strapping in, trying basically, like I hadn't jumped on the rail yet, and all of a sudden a security guard shows up, and we're like, and we got the boot, but he was walking away, and I just yelled down to Seth. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna give this a go. So I threw up that 50 front three, and then ran right back up and got the 5 before we had to bounce.
That was part of
that was pretty special.
It was so sick. Scott and I were just looking, oh my God. It was unbelievable. Yeah.
It was kind of like we were at a spot for 8 hours. Whether we were shoveling for 8 hours, Pat would get a clip, and then we were at a spot for Rav for 8 hours, and he's just toying with everything and just going crazy. So, yeah, that was a special
I was going
year.
through something. Just trying to work it all out,
That was just such a fun season, and those trips, like that trip specifically, two of my favorite riders are Blum and Rav. So to get to watch them in person and just see how they function and
yeah,
it's the complete opposite of me. But I loved it. It was so cool. And watching Rav, like, I don't know, you got something special when you snowboards for sure.
It was a fun year. And that was the first year I got to like cruise around with Seth. I remember we were in Utah driving. I was in the car with you. I was like, holy shit, I'm in the car with Seth Huot right now. But we had a conversation about like our dreams and creative endeavors and pursuits. And I remember like feeling really thankful, and because you made it really comfortable, and not everyone is easy to be around, especially when you're young and you have no idea who you are and super insecure. So that was really great.
That was our coffee year. Seth was having coffee. Seth was having coffee like nonstop throughout the day, as you do on a street trip. And then we had Bob Plum shooting, and he would like brew coffee at 9 p.m., like drinking it all shaken, be like, oh, it doesn't do anything to me. I can fucking drink coffee and go to bed. Like, dude, you're psycho.
Yeah, we love the coffee.
Yeah.
That was a great trip.
Maybe you could speak on this, Pat, thinking about Mr. Plant and thinking about the different eras we have in here, because we have Reid, who's a little bit of a new gen, and you come from the old guard of Forum specifically being like, we're going to make a movie. We're only going to put the biggest, baddest tricks in that movie. Everything needs to be held to a standard where we are the industry leaders. Our team is going to be fucking elite. Like, I feel like you guys came from this era that was like the mindset was like, we're going to go make the best snowboard movie ever made. And there's a lot of pressure. There was a lot of money. There was a lot of just a lot on your shoulders as a rider, you know, a marquee pro for Forum. And I feel like it's changed into much more of a lighter pressure on these riders. Have you observed that from your perspective of how the eras have changed?
Well, back in the Forum days and just back in those days in general, we had a lot of support. We had a lot of travel budget, a lot of money was available. We had filmers and photographers at our disposal. There was like a bunch of magazines that were thick, you know? So we had a lot of opportunity. Yeah, there was a lot of pressure. The standards were very high at the time. I don't think that the snowboarding nowadays is any different in regards of like the standard. Like the standard's still really high. The support obviously isn't as, like the money isn't as great now as it was. So I think that's where people just need to get crafty, and they have. Like, I think Dustbox is a perfect example of like, throw everyone in the van, let's make this as cheap as possible. We're gonna film and edit this ourselves. And they come out with like, 4 or 5 years of some of the sickest videos that snowboarding had. So it's still attainable. It's still, people can make it happen. But yeah, it's you got to get crafty, and you know, I'm sure that I feel like the pressure is the same. Like, you just want the best out of yourself. And you have these expectations in your head and you want to fulfill them. And that's really it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think there's still pressure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. Still trying our best.
Yeah.
You know, try and hold yourself to a high standard.
One thing that I think about, and maybe this is, I've been out of the streets and the backcountry for a minute, but I just remember filmers back then being like, that jump's way too small, you can't even hit it, you know, like, and filmers would be, you'd pull up to a rail, they'd be like, not big enough, keep moving, you know?
Meyer will still rip that.
He will. Okay.
At least when we film something, he's like, yeah, like at least powder stuff, like around Brighton side country. He's like, yeah, that was sick, but it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Kurt Heine used to have a measuring tape, and it was, I think, nothing under 80 feet.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that like a lot of today's videos, and I'm not saying the trick, I fucking love jumping, but I think if you're just looking at it objectively compared to like Forum heyday of Pat Moore, these jumps, every single one of them was a fucking hog. Okay. Like, and nowadays, like, I've seen some shit in my video parts, in everybody's video parts, that is not, that it isn't on that same tape measure 80 feet.
Yeah, but you're talking jumping, but if you like compare the street footage.
No, I'm talking specifically jumping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would say, I think one of the things that was lame about when it was super aggro like that, was the creativity wasn't allowed.
Well
you
said.
know, it was like you had to fit in this box, and if you didn't, you were like voted off the island type of thing. And it's like, there wasn't. Nowadays we have so many different styles of riding, and it's like so much more interesting. So I think there's a huge benefit to where we're at in snowboarding of just like being open-minded.
I have a hot take.
Yeah.
I often say this. Everyone talks about the heyday of snowboarding and the golden age and all the money and trade shows and everything like that. But I personally, this is just me, but I personally think that this is, you know, one of the best times to be a snowboarder because of that. Because of that, like, you know, maybe there's less money or whatever, but you know, a rider might have room to be exactly who they want to be. Like, I wouldn't have a career, you know, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, I wouldn't even be like able to set foot anywhere. So I'm thankful for how things are right now. And I think that it's going to go through another kind of cycle, and there's going to be like, I think it's in like a great spot right now. But that's just coming from someone in my predicament as I am myself. So I don't know.
I am me.
But I think it's a good time to be, and to be able to, you know, express yourself as a snowboarder. Well said.
And also in agreeance too. I don't think filmers should have a tape measure and tell you what you can and can't hit. And you're a prime example. Yourself, Scott, fucking anybody that's just creatively expressing themselves, who they are on a snowboard, you're accepted more, I think, for different genres, different styles of snowboarding. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, maybe back then it was easy to objectively say who was the best snowboarder at the time because everyone was doing similar stuff, where nowadays everyone's got their own taste.
Yeah. Also, not to knock any of that stuff because it's unbelievable. I watched the old videos and I'm just blown away. It's just a different world. It's like a mystical world.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad the real snow era of like giant closeouts and shoveling for 12 hours to do like a 150-50 on a closeout is like starting to chill out a little.
You know what was funny is this morning at 6 a.m. in the airport security, person in front of me, Dan Breezy.
No way.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out to Dan.
Did you guys have a chat?
No, it was really brief. He was going on a trip with his son, and we saw each other for a moment. We like said hi, and that was it.
God damn, you saw Breezeburger.
Yeah.
That's incredible. All right, we're going to get into another segment of the show. This is presented by CAPiTA Union. This is the spinning wheel. We got 10 questions on here. We're going to spin and see what we get. CAPiTA is celebrating 25 years and Union celebrating 20 years of being in business as independently owned snowboard brands that care about snowboarding. Check out their new collections. They just dropped, and we're going to spin this thing and see what we got. This is an all-answer situation. Everybody answer. Okay, here we go. Question number 2. Dream sponsor outside of snowboarding. What is it?
Grocery store.
Which one?
Yes.
Whole Foods.
There you go.
Woo.
Because you can get them, they're everywhere.
Yeah, that's a good take.
I'd say an airline.
Yep.
You know, I don't care which one. Well, an international airline. Be able to I just love travel.
So private, or are you talking Delta? PJ.
I mean, PJ would be sick.
PJ ain't bad.
But I'd be perfectly happy back of the bus.
Yep.
Just be able to go wherever.
A little worse on the environment. You know, at least if a bunch of other people are going, you know, maybe commercial is a little more eco-conscious.
Is dream sponsor? Is that the question?
Yeah, dream sponsor.
Man, probably I've always toyed around with the idea of getting sponsored by Toyota with the RAV4. I feel like I should just say that out loud, just in case there is someone from Toyota listening right now, because maybe you make a limo version or something, and maybe Toyota RAV4 mixed with them hiring a driver that can drive me around all the time.
That's a great answer.
That's what I'm.
All right, people, I'm going to talk to you guys about SAXX underwear. And if you're a dude like me, I don't know why we never buy new underwear. I've had the same underwear for 10 years. Recently upgraded to SAXX, game changer. They got great performance underwear. We're talking water wicking, dries quickly, great for athletics. But the thing that I love about these things the most is they have patented technology. Patented 3D hammock technology. We're talking about the ballpark pouch, okay? It keeps your whole package dialed in so you can be an elite athlete and live a life of comfort. These things are unbelievable. Also, for female listeners, if you're looking to get a great gift for your husband or your partner so they can focus on you, focus on what matters, get them some SAXX underwear. So head on over to SAXX.com, that's SAXX.com, and upgrade your comfort today.
All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break with a brief message from our good friends over at Yeti. Introducing the brand new all-weather Kaio backpack. And I think it's fair to say we all understand that Yeti's products and bags are made with toughness, versatility, and comfort in mind. And the Kaio backpack is your best adventure-ready, all-weather option. And let me just say, I think Yeti's finally done it. They made the perfect bag. It's got these nifty exterior pockets that, get this, are not connected to the rest of the bag. Now, this means a few things. The first is that with these external pockets, you can have easy access to your Yeti Rambler or Yonder water bottle, okay? It doesn't need to be bouncing around with the rest of your goodies. But that's not all. Get this, okay? Hypothetical. You go to the beach. It's sunny. It's hot. You're wearing a t-shirt, but boy, are you sweating, okay? After a long day of relaxing in the sun with your best pals, that t-shirt's going in the bag with the rest of your stuff, but it's covered in sweat, but not anymore. Thanks to the Yeti Kaio backpack, this sweat-drenched t-shirt can be in a separated pouch and not get anywhere near your beloved items. But it doesn't just stop there. Inside the bag, there are very thoughtfully placed pockets to help you stay organized on your day out. And built for comfort, the back panel on this CAPiTA backpack is uniquely designed to allow for airflow to keep you dry when you're working hard. I think it's fair to say that this bag is in its element, in the elements. And they got 3 sizes out there: the small but mighty 15, the 25 is your daily driver, and the 35L is great for long haul days. You can find the CAPiTA backpack at Yeti.com, a Yeti retail store, or your local skate, surf, or snow shop. Get after it, folks.
Okay, we're going to catch up with a gentleman that goes by the name of TPG, Thomas Paul Gesme. He's from the great state of Minnesota, brought to you by 686. Thomas, you there?
How we doing?
What are you doing currently, Tombo?
I'm working on this retaining wall in my backyard, actually.
Incredible. I heard
a little bit of a house project.
Rumor maybe a sauna's going in?
Sauna's going in eventually. That's the end goal.
Yeah, sweat out all the beer after the premiere season. Sweat out all the liquor.
Precisely, yeah.
All right, well, let's catch up with the 686 vid. Atlas 2 is coming out. 2-year project, 1.5 year. How's the footy stack looking, and who's got the heat?
Feeling pretty good about it. Yeah, I'm excited for premiere season. We're going to New York first, and then to Salt Lake. But I think everyone's got the heat. You know, Colton's making the video. He doesn't miss, so that's exciting. But yeah, Forrest, Coop, they're sitting on some heat. Everyone, the whole gang.
Let's talk about Cooper Whittier, new addition to 686. How did he do with the squad?
Just an awesome addition, I would say. That was a lot of fun filming with him and Rob. Savannah too. It was just kind of fun having some young bucks in the van, you know, bringing some good energy, some new energy. We had done this before kind of with like the same crew. So it was fun to get some new people on the trips, you know. It was good.
Love to see it. I also saw that you got some 686 pants coming out. You got a full line with 686?
Oh yeah. You're going to want to get your hands on those pants.
Yeah, nice fit.
Those pants. Yeah, they're awesome. You know, they're affordable, they're functional, they're great. They got cargo pockets. You can put whatever you want in there. Yeah, they're awesome. They're called the Essex pant. Available now. Head to your local or get them online. But yeah, I love them. They're great.
Any word from Sarge about how the numbers are doing on that?
I talked to the Sarge the other day. I think they're doing pretty good, which is good news. You know, this is I'm new to this whole thing, so it'll be exciting to see how that all kind of pans out, I guess.
Yeah, I saw a couple things. Comes with a little a fishing lure, maybe something like that.
So that was kind of last year was like kind of a soft launch. They did a limited run of them. They came out in like December, I think. And that was kind of a part of the like seeding package. You'd get like some stickers and a lure and a little like key float for like your boat keys or whatever. So that was kind of cool. A couple knickknacks. I'm a big fan of some knickknacks, you know, kind of some stuff for the junk drawer, you know, but yeah, that was last year. So this year, no lures, but they're now available in black as well as camo. So that's nice. We like that.
Booyah.
But yeah. Booyah. What's going on over there? How's the chat going?
We're chopping it up. You catch any muskie this summer?
I have. I've gotten 5 so far, but I haven't been out recently, but I got to get back out there. The temps are dropping. Like now is kind of the time. So I'll get out there. Right now this retaining wall is kind of taking up my my time, but it's good stuff. I got to go to Home Depot today, rent like a cement cutter. So that we'll see how that goes. A little nervous about that, but
They call that
we'll handle it.
Demo saw. Yep, you'll get dialed in on that. That's a little alarming when we're talking about home improvement here. Could be an early sign of early onset old head. Reid was just talking a lot about old heads.
No.
Where does Tommy lie? Is Tommy an old head, Reid?
No, not at all. Tommy's got the juice.
Yeah. Okay, you're not an old
Hey,
head.
I appreciate that.
Not at all,
Reid.
Tom. You're good. Also, why am I the guy that's picking and choosing who's who?
Because you are.
Somebody has to.
Yeah, you're the chairman of the board of who's an old head and who's not. You kind of introduced the world to the term.
Tom, you're good. You're young in the heart and in the brain.
Hell yeah.
So, all right. We're feeling good about the stack this year. You think people are excited? I got a question for you. You've always talked about your Great White Buffalo backtail 450. I've seen you do it in the park many a time. Did we bang anyone over the head with that one this year?
You're just gonna have to wait and see. But I wouldn't bet on it. That's a tough.
You got it, Tom.
But I know the spot's out there. We're gonna find it. Maybe this year. This is my year. Actually, you're gonna have. It might be in the video. I could be just fibbing, but we'll find it one day. I don't even know if I've ever filmed a 450, but I'm a big fan of them.
Not in the park. You've seen you do those in the park.
Yeah. Not when it really counts, out in the field.
Not in the field. All right, Tom. So going into premiere season, I know you haven't been drinking that much. Are we getting dinged up, or we keeping on the straight and narrow?
I do to be determined. To be determined. I've been on this. I'm feeling good right now on a little hiatus. So we'll see.
All right, we'll expect. I would put my money on full blackout here after that response. If I was a betting man, I would say full blackout.
Nah, dude, come on.
All right, Tom. Thanks for the call, brother. Have fun building the retaining wall there.
Hey, thanks. I'll send you some updates.
All right. Thanks,
I'll see you guys soon.
All right, see you later.
Tom.
See you, Tom.
Yep. Wow. Tommy Gesme, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Seth, we got any Patreon questions?
We do. Here we go. Buck90. Question for Raph. What's your favorite East Coast city for filming?
Oh, Worcester, Massachusetts.
Woo!
It's a small, hilly city where people, they just don't have any idea what is going on when you're on a snowboard, so they don't say much about it. But yeah, it's an amazing place.
Mike Rav's dad may pull up on you at a spot there. I've experienced that.
Yeah, he's notorious for that. Yeah, he still asks me, what are you guys doing? I'm like, my job.
Well, I'd love to talk about your endeavor you have wholeheartedly thrown yourself at this summer. Maybe you could explain what you've been working on to the listeners.
Well, I'm making a little poetry and illustration book, and I did another one like 4 or 5 years ago. And pretty much the day I stopped working on that one, I started a new one. And just love that whole scene. Just being in notebooks and pen and paper and just writing random thoughts and everything like that. And I've been working on it for like 3 or 4 years now and trying to finish it because I know that once the season starts, you just can't devote that much time to it. So I just told myself that I would take the time to, just slow down and kind of disconnect from this world and try to finish that because I just love that whole process, and I think it's almost could be done. So I'm just trying to, just finish it.
And for the listeners too, like I went and saw your creative process. You have just stacks and stacks and stacks of drawings and scribbles and poems, and you're interlaying it all together. But the thing that I found most inspiring was your intentionality around creating time and space to create. And maybe you could walk us through the amount of effort or what your day looks like when you're creating.
Yeah, I guess it changes because when you have an open period of time, then you can, change it specifically to that time. Usually, but I'm an early morning person, so I'm just trying to get out there. I pretty much went nocturnal for like a week or so, week or two in the last little bit, just because it's so nice working in the middle of the night. But like I said, I just love being out there in the quiet and painting and writing and kind of translating these thoughts into like a real thing that you can hold and kind of experience. So yeah, I've been trying to do that as much as I can.
You can't even get a hold of Rav. I feel like you can't even get a hold of this guy because he's just like locked in a room creating right now.
Yeah, but it depends on like you hit me up and I'm here, so I'm open to many things, but I have been like pretty limited in my access just because. But also, you just need so much. You need to devote so much time. It's like filming a video part. Like you have to almost dedicate your whole life to that process if you want to do it proper. And it is like this as well. And honestly, that's what I love. I have the same feelings about filming a video part as I do with this project because you're just devoting yourself to something, and there's like a tangible end result, and then you get to hold it or you get to watch it, and that to me is, I realized just over all the years, that's what I'm going for. That's what I love to do. I like to work with people, and this one I get to work by myself, which is nice. But everything flip flops like. We spend all the season working with people, and there's many different jobs. But this, I'm just working with myself. But it's like sort of made me want to work with people again because you're just doing it yourself, and what's the fun in that? But I do love it, and it's just like it's just a beautiful thing getting out there and just working.
When are we offering this thing to the world?
I hope. I've been saying that it's been done for the last 2 years, but I'm so happy that I've, had to go like on a trip or something, because then I come back and I'm like, who wrote this and why did they write it? Or like, what is this? But then it slowly comes back, and I'm hoping to like really actually be done in the next couple months. So I hope sometime in the fall time or around the holidays, maybe. I would be happy about it.
I just looked at your my copy of your first book.
Yeah, Spiraling Infinity.
Yeah, I was flipping through it.
I see that and I'm like, did a 13-year-old write this? But you kind of have to. I had to go through that like roses are red, violets are blue, era for my poetry. But I still love that. I think it's so fun, and it just like a kind of turning words into a bit of a song, and they might stick. And all the stuff I write is not for anybody else. It's, stuff that I'm dealing with. And I do have the slightest idea that it's possible that someone out there is going through the same things. So I feel like I'm just compelled to make it and put it out. And if I'm not like, I don't know, it's not like I'm doing it for my job or something. I just love it.
It's inspiring. I think just the creative process, whether it's snowboarding or just throwing yourself at a project like a video part or a book or a poetry book is inspiring to be that intentional. Because I feel like one thing that I'd love to hear you talk about is just how you've done such a good job limiting distractions.
Yeah, but also just because like when you sink into things, they're so beautiful. It's so fun to be in that world and not be like, looking at your phone or whatever. Like, so you just, through the process, you realize what works and what doesn't, and what you can allow and what you can't. And then you just keep going with that.
Creatively lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
You still turning your phone off on hill?
Yeah, sometimes. I mainly, I'm all over the place with the phone, whether I have it or I don't, or I delete, Instagram or something. But I'm just, I've realized what it does to me, like when I'm on it, and like what you feel like after you've been staring at it for a bit. So it sort of is a creative killer, I think.
I just remember trying to link up with you to go snowboarding and can't call him.
Oh yeah, true, yeah. Well, then you let destiny set in, and I probably met up with you at some point.
100%.
You're like, oh, there you are. We didn't even have to call each other. How did people do it, less than 30 years ago, 20 years ago?
Smoke signals.
Yeah. Oh, I'll send those ones.
Transcendental meditation.
Yeah, keep them coming.
All right. We're going to get into product talk. I'm going to start off a product talk with a question from Carpe Diem, Patreon member. It says, for the group, it seems like most recent innovation in snowboarding has been in boots and bindings, e.g. phase and other step-in bindings, etc. Do you foresee any major, perhaps even groundbreaking enhancements in boards anytime soon? Seems like everything has been tried. Such different camber profiles, board stiffnesses, side cut disruptions, edge grip, 3D shaping, carbon integration, etc. Thanks, Chris from Colorado. Pat, I'm gonna let you take this one since you work for a company that makes snowboards.
I mean, I think there's still a lot of opportunity out there for progression within board shapes. Obviously, a lot of the like tech that's out there now has been tried and tested a million times, but I don't know. I'm always surprised like what people can come up with and the machinery that is ever going to change and materials that's going to change. But for example, like I have a call next week with the Arbor crew on a new product, and I know it's going to be very different than what we've ever built. So yeah, I think there's plenty of room to play.
People are innovating.
Yeah.
You know what? Call me old-fashioned. The snowboard works just fine for me as is.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, go ahead, Reid.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think all the binding jargon that's going on right now is garbage. But yeah, you could fine tune everything. Spencer's working on a new board with Ride, and even Jay Stone is the engineer over there. And even just trying out some very similar boards, you can feel a big difference in them. So I think just fine tune it, but I hope that it doesn't go in any sort of crazy direction.
Well, that brings up a subject that I saw recently. Both Burton and Yes have been using AI to make board graphics. Do you guys have any thoughts on this? A fart sound? That's your reply?
Yeah, I'm same thing. Mainly just because there's so many talented artists and people with amazing visions. I think it's good for some stuff, but maybe not like a graphic, because there's just so many people that could make something so beautiful and have that human element to it. But I do think that the AI's, it's just a necessary part to, apply to everything. Just that maybe I would like to see, they have so many artists over there. Like why wouldn't we use them?
Well said. And to me, when I think about boards, I'm not super concerned with technology. I'm not that intuitive with boards. I definitely can notice major changes, but for me, when I get hyped on a board, it's the graphic. Like Reid, your board that came out last year, the graphic's fucking awesome.
Jed Anderson did that.
Yeah, it fired me up. It looks cool when you're flying through the air. It looks cool filming fish. Like that's so to like take that, like you said, Jed Anderson drawn away does feel like a swing and a miss to me.
I think it's sorry.
No. That was just agreeing for sure. Fun to experiment maybe, but maybe don't actually press the board. Like maybe just see what's going on.
Yeah.
But maybe just don't make it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just think so much of like what a snowboard is, especially when I was younger, and still to this day, is like the graphic tells the story, and so much of it is like who's involved, and I feel like the graphic is what makes it special. I don't know. You can't have the Burton Balance Jamil eyes without AI, like that's a Perillo painting. You can't have, I don't know, you can't, so much of what snowboarding and skateboarding has been about is that collaboration with art. And I think I'd love to see that continue.
And also just people.
And people, yeah, absolutely.
But then again, some person made AI, so maybe the AI's got a personality and stuff.
They could be nice.
Yeah, he could be cool. I've had a couple conversations with him.
I'm sure
or her. I don't know.
I'm sure you have. Yeah.
Good guy.
Type it in. Yeah,
Smart fella.
At least they're not taking riders' jobs anytime soon.
I'm hoping that I can just take a photo of a spot and be like, make me backflip this.
True.
That's the future.
I don't know.
Psych.
The change that vape. I mean,
Woo! Speaking of great enhancements from AI, though, it has brought us Change That Vape, which is back. If you guys don't know, Change That Tape was an Instagram account, maybe a website. Scott Stevens and and Mike Moe used to make edits back in the day. And then basically there was a debacle where Justin Myers secretly started Change That Vape, where he photoshopped people blowing vape smoke out. Is really dumb, but it was a great laugh. And they've recently hit the internet hard with Change That Vape, and it's all AI generated videos of people vaping. Some really great stuff.
I was talking to Sage the other day, watching football at his house, and he there's a recent video on Change That Vape of him smashing his head through a wall and then pantsing himself and like twerking with American flag underwear on. All AI, and he was on a date, and the girl thought it was real, which is pretty hilarious. Got him, Meyer.
Yeah, so I guess AI is bringing us
some gold.
It's bringing us some gold.
There's some good stuff.
Yeah, there's always a silver lining. All right, we got a shitload of Instagram questions. Let's start ripping through. Let's see what we got here. First question. This is from This Kid Skippy. Question for Reid. What wheelbarrow do you use to carry around your huge balls?
Oh my God, that reminds me of the South Park episode. There's no wheelbarrow. There's no wheelbarrow. But I do think it's kind of, maybe some people would agree with me, maybe some people wouldn't, but I think it's pretty fun eating shit if you're all good. It almost fires you up more.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I kind of love that feeling. As long as I'm all good, it's pretty epic.
All right, next question. This is from M Joiner 7. Smell the Glove was such a fun video. Were you guys partying the whole season?
I wasn't, but everybody else was for sure.
Dude, let's talk about that, because I remember you made a conscious decision when you were young to not drink, right?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely dabbled when I was like young, and then kind of scared myself straight. And there was a very kind of specific time where I just kind of like made the decision of like, you know what? I want to do this. I want to make the most out of this opportunity with snowboarding, and like, I got to cut the shit out and just get focused. And yeah, that was, one of the best decisions. And then I went through like kind of a crazy phase of partying pretty hard in my 20s, and yeah, kind of came back to that like sobriety. And it's been 7 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good decision. I remember those forum boxes, dude, when you were young. Those things were bursting at the seams.
They would take up my entire living room. We get one of everything. So like every jacket in every color, every pant in every color, every board. It was psychotic.
All right, we got a question from Owen KCY. Pat and Mike, what were your first thoughts / impressions on a young Reid Smith?
Oh man, I was just blown away.
Well, we were on that trip
right
when we
off
were younger.
right off the bat. Okay, so I was thinking about this for the old head talk, and I feel like you have a good gauge on it because you have this like I don't know if the opposite of old head would be young head, but like you have this energy. Like I remember you've had it since, you still have it, and when I first met you, it was like this. You know, it was palpable energy that when you were around you were just like, you know, classic young snowboarder who is excited about everything, you know, and like the world was so fresh, and you took beatings, like slamming. I remember that Super Park where you hit the jump and overshot. Like, I think you broke your hip or...
Yeah.
But and even then you're in the stretcher and you're just like giving, you know, like you're all good. And yeah, your energy was like, I think I was thinking about this when I was thinking about doing the bomb hole, but snowboarding's so special because, you know, I get to be around Pat, you know, at one point, and at the same time Reid, where like, you know, they're both different. You see so much, you know, you get this energy and you get this energy, and they're both insane, and they both come together. And Reid Smith is and it's a crazy person, like in the best way. It's been an absolute, and you've just been developing even better throughout the years. So
thank you, Mike.
It's a good thing.
I appreciate it. Yeah. It is, to snowball off what you were saying, it's pretty cool and unique to have friends in their 50s like Mikey LeBlanc, and then other friends that are like 13 years old, and be able to see them all eye to eye is pretty unique. I feel like most people my age probably only hang out with people their age.
Absolutely.
This was way after we had first met, but when I was working for Liquid Death, there's a moment when I was maybe going to get to put together like a snowboard team, and Reid was my first pick. I was like, we got to get this dude on. He's part of Dustbox. He's rides pissed. He hits big shit, and I love his snowboarding. So he was the first person I put on. I think really the only person I put on, but yeah.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
To piggyback that question from Rome Kuntz, and I want to preface this by, you can't say people that are already on the team because it's a cop-out. Pat, if you could pick any 3 riders to put on Death Grip, who are you picking?
Oof. That's a good question. Anybody.
3 names that pop in your head. Just fire it off. Don't overthink it.
Yeah, let's say Love Renee Congas. I'd put him on. I'd throw Sage on there.
Woo. Nice.
Who else? Travis Rice.
Damn, dude.
I'd put Travis on.
Damn.
Yeah.
Obviously some backcountry influence happening there too. A lot of not a lot of street riders. I guess Renee's street.
Renee's
street.
Yeah.
He's an ATV. All right. Next question from Roadrunner Productions. Reid, what's your favorite clip you've ever filmed in the streets?
My favorite clip I've ever filmed is me doing a McTwist and then tacoing a tree. It's not in the streets, but it had the right energy, and then Cody runs over, and I'm still like folded over the tree and daps me up, like laughing his ass off. Favorite clip ever filmed in the streets. There's like a couple that I like. I like the ham plant pretzel, like teabag that I did in the Rated R video. I liked like the cliff to ledge kind of hybrid spot I did in the Rated R video. I liked the backlit pretzel that I did in the VG video. We'll just go with the tree taco, not streets.
I like the backlit pretzel too. It's a great
Thank
offering.
You. Also, shout out Roadrunner Productions.
Oh, yeah. Killing it. Okay, this is an interesting topic, because why not, though? Another good question. Kind of firing him up. Did podcasts kill the magazine star? What can be done to help this? I mean, I can jump in there. I just think they're just 2 different formats. They're both great. Podcasts you listen to while you're mowing the lawn and, going through your life in your car, and kind of multitask while doing them. So they're just long form conversations. I don't think they killed the magazine star. I think we need photos and interviews, and they're just 2 different formats.
I got something. I've never done a print interview, but I feel like with podcasts, it's all on the fly, where with the print stuff, you can often like really articulate and rethink some of your answers.
That definitely helps.
Yeah.
Like for Rav and I were talking about it. You start talking here in the booth and like your brain freezes. Can't think of what you want to say, but yeah, where exactly. But doing a mag interview, you can like you can think about it and like write it out, but at the same time, you can kind of like curate what you sound like.
Yeah.
Whereas the podcast, you're kind of like, maybe it's a more real version of who you are. I don't know.
For sure. But maybe it's easier to dive a little deeper with the print stuff. Like I'm even just thinking about Derek Lever's interview in the Torment mag. Like probably wouldn't be comfortable talking about all that stuff with camera in your face and one try.
Yeah. Well, I also think that it's like people don't read as much now, and I've noticed that since like I've making an effort to read more. I'll pick up a magazine now, and it means like a lot more because I'm sort of like to read. So like now I'm like reading articles more, and they're amazing. Like, but there was a point maybe that and I'm probably part of the problem, or many of us are, where we just don't want to take the time to read this stuff because we're so used to just scrolling and getting the information like boom, 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 or just listening to it. So there's like an effort involved with the magazines that I wish we could, get going again.
Well said. This is from Gavin McNeil 1. The meaning of buzzard. Pat. That's for Pat.
Man, what is the meaning of buzzard? It is
someone from New Hampshire.
Yeah, obviously.
Basically.
It's another spirit.
Yeah, it is a
it's
spirit.
a big time spirit.
You embody New Hampshire.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah.
You embody
live free or die.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is the embodiment of New Hampshire.
Yeah.
It is.
I think so.
It is Ben Newton and
Shane
the
Stout.
Diamond Brothers and Baker smushed into one. Nobody knows who those people are, but they're all legends.
Yeah, they are.
This is from Will Frazier. Mike Rav, what's your favorite thing to snowboard on? Favorite object?
Snow. No, I do just like the trail most of the time, but I like pretty much anything just so you can get some momentum into. But then again, it's always changing. I like lots of things on the snowboard, most of it.
Okay, next question. This is from Trenchtown B. What vintage/dead brand needs to make a comeback? I got one if you guys don't.
I've been wearing a No Fear shirt, but I heard that they recently got bought again and they're going to make some stuff, but that's not a snowboard company.
Yeah, that was an energy drink, right?
Oh, no,
No.
was sick.
It was like apparel.
Oh,
and
they
then
made
there was
apparel?
another.
Oh, they made
no,
apparel.
there was an energy drink. I just don't know if they were different companies or not.
Okay.
I honestly feel like I don't need to see any old companies come back. I just want to see some new ones.
Yeah, yeah.
I love seeing people come up with their own shit.
If I was going to say one, I think about Dub brand outerwear, but then it loses its nostalgia. Like it was so timeless when it's almost better that it doesn't exist because you can kind of
Hold on to it.
hold
more.
on to the nostalgia of it. And then when
Yeah.
it comes back, it never really meets your expectation.
Chris, I'm sorry, real quick. I do like snowboarding in the half pipe. Probably like a small half pipe. That's my favorite. That is absolutely my favorite. It just came to me.
Yep. I love that we circled back. Yeah. Why is it your favorite, Rev?
Because you can get momentum and like feel like things moving along, and then with you're building all this energy with every hit, and like every hit that you land, you're going to the next one with a little bit more, and you want to just keep that feeling going. And there's a lot of flow as opposed to strap in, drop in, rail, land, unstrap. There's a lot of movement and turning and I also feel like the half pipe might be like most infinite possibility of snowboard feature. Maybe.
Brilliantly articulated. Okay, this is from Snowbib. Pat Moore, best or favorite Travis Kennedy story or memory?
I would say we were on that tour, traveling around the country, and we would lose Kennedy for basically the whole day. You only had to like show up for the event at night, and then you get on the bus and you drive to the next place, and then you kind of have a day in whatever new city you're at. And most of us would just go skate or whatever, or sometimes there's like shop visits. But so often Travis would just leave, and he would always go to the mall, and he would go to like whatever the local mall was, and he would come back with like the craziest shit, whether it was like a new tattoo from the mall or like jewelry or like crazy belt buckle that like was neon. I don't know. Just like he would always come back with some wacky, crazy shit from the mall. So yeah, but I would, Travis would always, he was such a big personality. But so much of it was just lighthearted and fun. And I think that kind of those days where he would like leave and come back, and I would just imagine he'd be at the mall being like, oh, the crew's going to think this is so funny. And he'd buy something stupid and bring it back. And he was always about like pranking people and joking. Yeah, probably pranks. I don't have any specific stories, but like Travis and Cole Barish would just prank everybody. But again, I don't have any stories. I'm a terrible storyteller.
What about filming for that? I think about his part in that, so legendary, the Chameleonaire song, front boards, that giant kink, back rodeo 7 on that step down, like just in the pocket. What was it like filming for him for that project?
I don't think I ever filmed with him. But yeah, I mean, he was. I remember the very first time I saw Travis Kennedy snowboard. We were at maybe at Waterville Loon. There was an event going on, and Blauvelt and Kennedy came over from Vermont, and there was like a gap flat down bar, and Kennedy was just rifling off tricks, and he had just the most insane style, and just the talent that kid had was incredible.
Good times. All right, we got a question for Rav here. Let me pull it up. Mike, this is from McLean Trent. Mike, just snagged your linerless high standards. What keeps you grounded at the moment? 2 unrelated statements. But
grounded. Probably just like my art stuff.
Yep.
Like it's such, there's many things around that, but yeah, just having something to pour my heart into, and just, I don't know, looking into different worlds.
What's going on with these linerless boots?
They're great. They're I don't actually ride them as much anymore, but they were amazing for me at the time because I sort of had to relearn how to snowboard, and I felt like I was using my ankles a lot more with the linerless boot. So I had this like whole nother level of movement. And then I sort of actually feel like in my own career, I got better at snowboarding in that time and had to jump up back to the high standard because it had a bit more support because I was getting a little bit better, and I was going to be like hitting things a little bit faster. But I think that boot is incredible because you get a lot of movement, and it's a whole different approach to the mountain. It's way more like if you're not going to be hitting the big jump, it's just a playful experience. Like it feels like a whole different game, basically.
That's so interesting. Talking to Zeb, he runs his boots crazy loose, and he says that he gets like so much of his power from his ankles.
Yeah, definitely. No, I felt it in the ankles. Like at that time, I was like, oh, this is like like something. There's something going on here with these ankles.
I don't know how you do it though. I feel like I break my ankles.
Well, I think that there is a day for it, or like a certain kind of personality, what you're trying to accomplish in that day.
Follow-up question. This is for Pat. It's about this is from Off the Clock Industries. For Pat, do you have any new boot sponsor prospects?
Nope. I'll probably still just run Vans boots, or not at the moment.
Okay, this is another one for Pat from Nathaniel Glickman. Future plans for Risk Maturity. As an alumni, I'd love to know if there's any plan to expand.
Yes, we're a little late to it, but with my recent move up to Portland, kind of everything got put in the back seat. But we're currently in plans, so I'm not going to announce anything, but we might have some new opportunities for classes this upcoming year.
Follow-up question from Zamtest. Can you explain the Risk Maturity curriculum?
Yeah, definitely. So as far as Risk Maturity goes, the curriculum that we've kind of put together is the first couple of days are kind of a quick and dirty first aid class. So it's not a full-on woofer, but it helps bring everybody up to speed and gives them some really solid information as far as first aid goes. And then from there, as far as the bald face course goes, we bring everybody up to bald face, and you start with the basics, get everybody to the same level just as far as communication goes, learning, doing your transceiver work, learning how to read an avalanche bulletin, create your own forecast based on based on weather and, the forecast provided and what's happening in the zones that you're riding. And then from there, getting out into the field and really practicing when the worst case scenario happens and taking it from A to Z. So really the first couple of days are real slow, kind of learning how all of your equipment works to the end where, a first timer might be running an entire avalanche scenario as the leader, from, calling out an avalanche to extraction. So yeah, kind of that's like the general curriculum. And every year it changes a little bit. I think one of the biggest things up at Baldface is that we always have guest speakers, and kind of the close-knit kind of community that we've created up there has allowed for like real open discussion and real vulnerability, which has been really insightful. And we've had great people come up and speak and tell about their avalanche incidences, scenarios, and it's been a huge learning experience for everybody.
Well said. Well said. All right, I'm going to change gears. This is from PB&J All Day. Which snowboarder would survive the longest on a desert island, and who would be the first to tap out?
I'm tapping.
You're first to tap?
Yeah.
I could probably do it.
Yep. I think Rav would be good.
I'd
Foraging.
probably just sit there. Maybe there's like a stick. You can draw something in the sand or something.
I think John Jay would do pretty good.
I was going to say John Jackson would survive.
Yeah, he'd survive.
Oh, I thought it was about in this room. Oh,
in this room. Yeah, well, let's start with that.
Okay.
Yeah, so Reid's the first to tap in the room. I think Rav's probably going to survive the longest. Baby Huey, though, I feel like Baby Huey's a survivor.
But still, you have to find food, and I probably wouldn't be able to do that.
But in snowboarding, John Jay's my first pick for surviving the longest.
Definitely. Well, Mark Carter.
Oh, yeah. Not used to desert, though. It's not. Desert island's different than Wyoming.
That's true.
Different climate.
He's adaptable.
Who's tapping first?
Me.
Me.
I would tap before him.
Those are cop-out answers.
Yeah.
Oh, someone not in the room that's tapping.
Yeah.
Who likes to be really
Scott
comfortable?
Stevens.
Yeah, Scott. Yeah, he'd probably be
There's no candy.
spiraling.
I would say like maybe gold winning like Olympian that doesn't, they're usually chilling. No, Sage is
do okay.
He'd be all right. Like
Sean White.
Yeah, he could probably tap. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know him at all, but I could see him tapping.
Chloe Kim.
Probably. They're probably used to some serious comfort.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about Herschel outdoor equipment. You may have seen them. We give them to all of our guests that win Name That Video part. Pack them full of bomb hole merch. They are sleek, and they're introducing a brand new performance line for travel and the outdoors. They got Alpine inspired and designed with multi-functionality for the first chair or last minute flight. I personally use all Herschel gear when I travel. I use the roller bag. I use the big roller bag. They got great backpacks. And the one thing I like, you can take your backpack and slide it over your roller bag, and you can be a true pro traveler. All their stuff's really well made, and they're building a team. They got Arthur Longo and the Dust Box on board already. So if you're interested in getting some sleek new travel gear, check out Herschel.com. All right, people, I got a little secret to share with you. I've been chugging creatine, and I've been loving it. And here's why. After a long hike to reach the perfect line, or a full day of riding powder, or hours of shoveling to build a spot, it's normal to feel completely spent. That's where creatine makes a real difference. Beyond its reputation in the gym, creatine is daily fuel for both the body and the mind. It supports sustained energy, enhances recovery, and helps you get back on your board faster, ready for whatever the mountain throws at you. Momentous just dropped their new creatine lemon travel packs. I've been loving these bad Larrys. You toss one in your bag, mix it with water, and you're good to go. No scoops, no mess, no excuses. And it's good stuff. CreaPure creatine, single source from Germany, NSF certified for sport, so it's trusted by pros and even the military. Hit up livemomentous.com and use promo code BOMBHOLE, and you'll get up to 35% off your order.
It's good stuff. Again, livemomentous.com, promo code BOMBHOLE. You won't regret it.
All right, Pat, I got a question for you. Okay, tell me if this is true or false, you know. Filming for that, and I heard a rumor that in the opening meeting or whatever, Kearns, the director of the film, put a bounty on first and last part. Is that true? And how much was that bounty for? Because I was hearing some crazy numbers, and I'm like, damn,
Yeah,
that's heavy ched.
Definitely. And mind you, that was my first exposure to the real being on forum and filming for a big project and everything like that. And we had a full team meeting. Everybody flew down to the forum headquarters, and they sit us down at a table and talk about the plans, and it was not it planted the seed of anxiety for the entire winter for me. But yeah, there is a bounty. I think it was $20,000 last part, and then maybe $10,000 for first part. Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure it was $20,000 last part, $10,000 first part.
Do you think that bounty on that video part caused any crazy? Because you guys are yeah, you're friends, but you're kind of all put together, handpicked. You're in a crew, you know what I mean? And sure, you're getting along, but what walk me through some, competitive mindsets, or what did that do to the crew, underlyingly? Was there anything on the surface, or was it just probably on everybody's own?
I was so green at that point. There was a lot of competitiveness within the younger crew, for sure, because it was your chance, your opportunity. And we were all just competitive ourselves. But yeah, there's definitely some tension at times, and kind of almost cliquey, who's cool enough to be on this trip, who's not, who's getting invited, whatever, is kind of some bullshit with that. But but I think really it was Forum was putting a lot of energy and money behind this video, and everybody knew it was a huge opportunity, and everyone wanted, a big part. Everyone was going after that last part.
And you're just hi, I'm Pat.
Dude, here I am, just this geeky freaking ginger from New Hampshire.
Dude, you know what I want? I've never asked you about, but there's that montage. It's just a quick little snippet, and they're talking about style, and everybody does a front three on that step down. How did that come to be? That clip's beautiful.
That was I think we had just done the forum step down, or we went there to do it. Because if you're looking at the shot, the forum step down is right there. And it's a wind lip that's just on the other side of the ravine there. And
it's kind of where the filmers post up.
Yeah.
The Barbie angle.
Yeah, maybe it was a Barbie angle. And I think we had gone out to the step down to hit it, but maybe the snow wasn't good, or there was some reason why we weren't riding that. And we were just kind of playing around on that wind lip, and yeah, Kearns got into the middle, and he's just you guys go past me, and everybody do front threes, and I didn't think anything of it, but yeah, it was one of my favorite shots in that video. And to think about that crew that I was on, it was me, the scrawny little ginger kid I was getting my snowmobile stuck every 10 feet, and I was with Devin Walsh, JP Walker, and Ika Backstrom, and then Kearns filming. Talk about stress and anxiety. Holy shit. I was dude, I was having full-on panic attacks in the parking lot.
I think I linked up with you guys at out to eat one of those nights at Whistler. You were just just ghost face. You're just I don't know. You just got to town, and you're just oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because you probably hadn't even sledded in Whistler before, right?
Yeah, and I could be wrong about this, but I think at dinner, Kearns, this might have been a different time, but I remember one specific thing was we were going out to race everybody to get out to this jump to go film it. And there's a couple of crux moments with the sled to get over some hills, hill climbs, and Kearns looked at me and he's like, we have to get out there to get that shot. If you get stuck at any of these points, like, just post up and we'll come back at the end of the day and help you get unstuck and get you out of there. But we're not going to wait for you. So I'm just going out shaking.
I think I remember correctly. You're on like a Red Bull sled that you had gone. It's probably like a 136 track. Not that sweet.
Oh yeah. I mean, bless his heart. Was one of the nicest things any brand or people I've ever done is Matt Barber from Red Bull bought me a sled at that time. But it was a 136 Renegade. And I think it had 1.5 inch paddles or something like that. It was like not meant for the Whistler backcountry. So I showed up and everybody I was the redheaded stepchild. Everybody made fun of me the entire time.
The best story about that sled is like maybe a year later. So Kearns and Devin had a house in Whistler, right? And they had this big open lot and everybody would put their sled there, right? That's where, Kale missed the drop-in ramp and everything. But anyways, I'm like, you're hitting those whoops. You're going like mega K way out there in your snowmobile. And my snowmobile just started making this crazy sound. Like, I don't know, maybe a year later. I think it was that year actually. And he was like, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. And I look in, and then the exhaust manifold, the screws that hold it on, to your engine block had backed out and they were gone. I had like one left. And I was like, oh shit. And it was like a Sunday, couldn't get to the sled shop to, get new screws or whatever. And Kearns was like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. See that sled over there? It's parts more. Go for it. Take anything you want. So yeah. I pillaged that thing, but I made sure to get you back. I got him back in there before you came up. So.
Yeah, you were probably the only one actually looking out to
parts
replace.
More though. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, I mean, damn that was such a special just opportunity, and looking back, like Kearns, JP, Devin, all those guys, like there was some funny moments. Like now as an adult looking back, like. There was some hazing, basically. But they gave so much to all of us, and they really were kind of that older generation, and we were just showing up green, and they went out of their way and put a lot of effort into helping us get those video parts and take that step to have careers. So huge respect to all of them.
Lando263 wants to know, ask Pat if he can recite his entire JP impression from that.
I can't do his.
You can do it, Pat. You can.
But what was the facey? It was like, son, here at Forum, we only use bottled water to build the jump.
It's pretty good.
Classic.
Everybody's got to ask you about this too, because it's an iconic shot. I think it's Art of Flight, or you obviously would know better than I would, but you ride the snowmobile across the water for a long time.
Oh yeah.
How did you get conned into that? And is it the same snowmobile? It's the 136 track.
No, this was Travis's sled.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, they probably bought all the sleds together, and I got the 136 Renegade, and Travis got like a long track, like Summit X or whatever the version was back then. We were in Nelson, and it was myself, Jake Blauvelt, Travis, and it was kind of like the last hurrah for Art of Flight as far as in Canada before they went up to Alaska to go film. And the snow went to shit. We all flew there. We had paid for heli time, and yeah, the snow got cooked. So I think Jake was the only one who walked away with anything as far as snowboard shots. So we were just kind of sitting around like bummed, trying to like figure out what to do. And it was either Kurt Morgan or Travis kind of had this idea of like, oh, we want to get the shot of, originally it was going to be Travis riding the sled across the it's actually down the river. I don't know if they call the Kootenai Lake or not, but it's right where the heli takes off when you're going up to Baldface. There's a little beach there, and that was our launch zone. And yeah, Travis was just like, I think it'd be funnier if Pat did it, because he sucks at sledding. He probably thought I was gonna like dump the sled in the water or whatever, but yeah, he basically, I don't know how I got convinced to do it, but I did, and I'm happy I did. Like, out of all my form parts, out of all the footage that I've ever had snowboarding, that single shot has been brought up to me more than anything. Like, that was the best trick I've ever filmed. And I think LeBlanc has said something like that before, like all the antics that he filmed. Like, so many people talk about him throwing a meat over his shoulder compared to any of his snowboard tricks. So yeah, I feel lucky to have like the JP quote in that, the snowmobile shot and
I'm a social drinker.
Yes. I don't know if quite as many people saw that one. But, yeah.
Going back to the competitive nature of, first part bounty, last part bounty. Reid, you guys made Dustbox videos forever. Have you guys had a competitive nature amongst the crew with the Dustbox?
What was the bounty for?
Yeah, what is bounty for first and last?
Maybe like a tall can Modelo or something. I feel like since it was like more montage videos, it was like if anyone got something, it was a win for everybody. But it's hard to not be competitive, and you see your homie do something dope, and then you're more excited and more, I don't know, hungry to do something at least close to that. But I don't think it was ever like too competitive. I feel like, at least for me, it was more like an internal voice of trying to hold my own, because I'm like getting paid to snowboard. I need to, at the bare minimum, hold my own. So I feel like I deserve this and deserve this opportunity and everything. I don't know. I wouldn't say it was like competitive against other people as it was competitive against myself. Especially with other people in that crew that are incredibly talented that weren't getting paid to snowboard. It's hard to, I wanted to feel like I deserved what I was getting.
Well, if you film with Rav, he's really, really competitive.
Yeah.
He's going to be mad when you get clips.
Yeah. Super stressful guy to film with. I remember we were in Stockholm 2 years ago, first trip for a VG video, and Stockholm, incredible city, rarely gets snow nowadays. We got like a 10-day trip there. It was incredible. And day one, we're scoping and just, trying to get a game plan for the week. And Rav, I have a let me think what the book was. So we're all scoping the whole day. Rav is reading a book in the van, and it was the Tao of Wu-Tang or something. Yeah. It was like explaining Taoism through Wu-Tang.
No, it was just about Wu-Tang, basically. But I just loved it. I thought that was a great book, and I just couldn't put it down. And at that time, I was just looking for spots. Like, if there wasn't a hill nearby, then I could read pretty much.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah,
it was a great book.
It was awesome. Super fun trip. Everyone got a bunch of stuff, but I just thought it was hilarious that Rav isn't even looking out the window during the scope day, and then we just kind of wander around at someone else's spot.
I'm always looking.
All right. I didn't see it.
Yeah. No, it was a good book.
Rav uses the mind's eye,
Yeah.
He's on a different level, different plane.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, divine intervention to discover the spot. I do feel like with competitive nature, though, too, I think it's not necessarily the crew, and there's just certain people that are trying to be the best snowboarders on planet Earth that are really competitive.
For sure.
And if you film with them, you're just like, holy shit. And they're, like me, like you're saying, I was a second liner, third liner, like I ain't on the first line. So I don't need to be competitive with, when you're filming with Jed Anderson and you see the shit he's doing or Bodie, or not to say that they're ultra competitive, but you just kind of know where you stack up.
Yeah. You got to stay in your own lane. Yeah. You got to do what you're good at and keep your eyes closed.
Yeah. Well said. Well, guys, I think it's been a pretty good show. I got one more topic, though.
Let's hear it.
What do you think about filler?
Filler?
Filler. Do you not know the term filler?
Like just some like middle of the part shit?
Yeah, middle of the part shit.
I think it's kind of dope if you have a bunch of shit. Cause I feel like if you look at one clip single, it kind of doesn't really do too much. But if you put it all together, it really gets you fired up. So I think it's necessary, especially I think if you only hit really big stuff, you almost dwarf everything that you're hitting. And it becomes, so I think you need to get some smaller things in there to give the big stuff the shine it deserves.
True.
Any thoughts on filler, Rev?
I think Reid kind of said it best right there. It's kind of I don't know. It's like, I guess for me, it's hard because like the stuff that I'm hitting could sometimes be considered as, you know, somebody's filler. And if I don't have like the right person filming and editing, then they might not be able to see that. But I'm not doing anything that I think is like kind of whatever. Like I'm doing it because I want to do it, and I think that it's like good enough. So for me, I think that I like just like doing stuff and like seeing what happens, and then like Reid said, if it fit, it might inform something else in your part, and it might work to the advantage sometimes. But then again, I think it probably comes down to the editors and what their vision is, because my vision, I don't go into the editing room, so you know, I do like doing all the stuff, and I hope the stuff will go in my part. I probably wouldn't do it otherwise. So I don't know. I guess it just depends.
I feel like you're in your own lane, so the filler conversation almost doesn't. It's not like your video part is so much different than just conventional hammers. But I do feel like, Pat, you're allergic to filler. Maybe. Are you?
Pat, you're no fillers.
Are you allergic to filler?
I think that the here's what I'll say. When I think about, I guess it kind of depends on what you consider filler. If you're just talking about like a weak ass trick,
Yeah,
like
soggy clips.
yeah,
I'd say soggy, because there's good filler, but if it's good filler, is it filler? It's not really filler if it's good.
yeah.
It's just a good clip. Filler to me is like a soggy clip in the part.
Yeah.
Continue.
What I was going to say was like, you look back on some of the kind of iconic videos, and there was like those eras of the heavy Mac Dog videos, and it was just like the gnarliest clip after clip, and there was no filler, nothing allowed that wasn't A grade. And you could compare that to something like the robot food videos that mixed in a lot of fun riding between just hammers. And I would argue that there was some of the robot food videos are just like more fun to watch at my age right now, because I'm looking back and being like, oh, like they were having a lot of fun. Yeah, they were doing it. They're filming gnarly tricks. But I would rather watch, you know, lame to get excited than some of the dogger videos that I used to just, you know, hold on to. 'Cause some of the dogger videos are just hammer after hammer, and after whatever 20 years of that, it's hard to kind of create that personality. So I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense.
Are you allergic to filler though? Yes or no?
High breakout.
I can answer this one. Pat doesn't know how to film filler. He does not know how to film filler. It's just go big, massive,
get an
always.
A grade.
But
A-grades only.
As a take on that, I don't know if I can. Like looking back to those old videos, and back in the 1900s, and it was just hammer, hammer, hammer. And Pat's kind of a product of that, to where like, yeah, he can't have filler. But, and I look back to like those old filming experiences and seeing it now, it's just like, I almost kind of wish we could have maybe filmed some smaller stuff or like, cause now, I remember when all of a sudden like a pow turn was a shot, and we were just like, what do you mean? That's a shot.
Right.
Like, that's a pow turn. Who cares? But now like it really can show riders' style, the way they read the mountain, how their gracefulness. And it's kind of like crept into where it's like you've been able to get more of like a personality feel of a riding and a riding style. Whereas like back, when it was just, crazy hammer, it was like you couldn't even have that. So it gets to a point where it just like all of a sudden it maxes out, like we had a conversation earlier in this conversation about, the big jumps and the progression and everything. And I look at Lucas Huffman. You go back to his part in like Destroyer or Brainstorm or, Happy Hour or whatever, like nobody can even touch that now pretty much, like with the size of jumps and just the rawness and just the craziness of the way these clips come across. But it's going to get to a point where it just hits a wall. It's like, well, you just can't outdo yourself again. And then eventually it's got to come back to where it's like, the creative side can push in and the personality can bring in and you start riding different things, and same with like the real snow era where people were just jumping off buildings like Pat, it's just like the biggest where all of a sudden you're like, you turn around and you're like, we just shoveled for 8 hours. There's like a 12-foot stack of snow right here. You're jumping off like a 4-story building and landing on this thing. It hits the point where then all of a sudden the kids are looking at that shit and they're just like, I don't even want a drop-in ramp. I just want to pump bump, and hit a spot or hit a line or read it completely different because like that, that was somebody else's thing, and you're not going to step to that or air it up, So it's like, that creativity swing is always going to swing to where it like gets to a gnarly point. And then it's going to come back. And then it's going to get to where it's like, maybe it's just too creative. Right. And then all of a sudden it needs to be like, I want to just see some hammers again. Right. And then, it's just always going to hit that pendulum. So that's kind of my take on it.
It's a great rant.
Yeah, that was spot on.
Perfect. And you were in the mix. You were in it. Like,
you're pretty good, Seth.
I mean, it was like, in this mix.
No, just back then, like filming, like you were
in the hammer era.
You were in the hammer era, and like, yeah,
filmers would look at stuff, and that's why I say, like when I was filming Rav in like holding the camera in Mr. Plant, and we were doing, your thing for 8 hours, one try, psycho, holy shit, and then I would on the Spectrum, I'd like turn it to Rav. And he's doing a frontside 180 over this little block to a Sonic the Hedgehog roll to like pop up quick switch front board. And the contrast is like
I was going through
so refreshing. Yeah, you were going something.
But the Sonic the Hedgehog era was fire. Dude, can we bring that thing out of retirement?
I should, yeah.
I haven't seen that thing in a minute.
Watch all that stuff and get some inspiration.
Yeah. I always tell Scott, whenever your back's on the snow, I'm loving the clip. Whenever you see back on snow,
I rode with Scott a bit this summer. He joined us for the Great Digression, and we made plans. He came up, he rode a couple days, and like really like gave it his all, and like helped out a ton, and got some good clips, and we said our goodbyes, and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to come up tomorrow. I gotta do stuff at home. Sure enough, we go up to the mountain, and I look down the half pipe. I'm like, that's Scott. What's he doing? We ride down. He's filming himself. Decided not to call us, and he just wanted to go up, ride by himself, film himself because he had a clip in mind that he had to get. It was so insane. Yeah. So, anyways, that's my little. Scott,
such a legend.
Yeah. Yep. I'm really excited to snowboard with him up in Oregon.
Yeah. So you just moved to Oregon. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we were living in Tahoe in South Lake for 5 years, and it was incredible. It was really hard to leave, kind of a dream spot. But my wife, Chelsea, she's had this dream of becoming a naturopath, and she got into a school in Portland, and we knew this was the opportunity to make it happen. Life goes pretty fast, especially now that we got a kiddo, and we were just like, yeah, let's make it happen. So we kind of ripped the Band-Aid off pretty quick and moved in April. But yeah, we're right in southeast Portland. We're right by T-Bird. So back to got the buzzards back together.
Yeah, that's a good crew over there. I want to ask about, I noticed that you wear a helmet now. You didn't used to wear a helmet. Why did you choose to put one on?
Yeah, the bucket came on when the baby came out. Straight up, after having a kid, like, I don't know, I've been a part of so many close calls. I've hit so many rocks in the backcountry, trees, things like that. And like, having a kid definitely gives you perspective, and trying to look cool or whatever, not wearing a helmet just wasn't really a issue for me anymore. And yeah, ever since I've been wearing a helmet, it feels weird not to run it. Like I didn't ride with a helmet a little bit this summer, just riding at Hood. I mean, I never really left the ground. I basically just did hand plants. But it still felt weird to just strap in and not have the bucket on. But yeah, I definitely recommend it. I mean, it's my wife has gone through concussion recovery. I don't know if that'd be the right way to describe it, but the repercussions of head injuries over her career in moto, and yeah, it's just, I feel so lucky, all the stupid shit that I've done, that I don't have those issues. I luckily didn't hit my head a lot, but definitely know a lot of people who are really struggling with their day-to-day life after head injury. So a helmet's not going to save you from everything, but it's a piece of equipment that's, I think, very important, if not mandatory now. It's mandatory for me in the backcountry now.
Yep. Well said. Reid, do you want to weigh in on this?
Helmet is a good idea for sure. There's no denying that, but there's also no denying that it's, especially in the streets, maybe you can get away with it in the backcountry a little more with how far away the clips are and everything, but it's going to look different.
Straight up. Yeah. And I'm not going to argue with that. Like it definitely changes your look.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
I also, maybe this is pride to say, but I feel like your brain's going to move the same amount whacking your head against a plastic helmet or not.
I don't know that's not a very informed take.
Yeah. So wait, this is just what I'm telling myself though. This is just what I'm telling myself. I don't believe it's true. But you got to tell yourself some things here and there.
Yeah. Totally.
But of course it's smart, and head injuries are super serious.
Like I'm not stressed at all about ragdolling or like falling in powder.
Yeah.
What I am stressed about is like hitting a cliff, tomahawking, hitting my head on a rock, or tomahawking through trees.
So you're wearing it more for protection from like lacerations and fractures.
Yeah, basically that from what I understand about helmets is it's like your exoskeleton. You want that thing to hit whatever it is that you unfortunately are hitting instead of your skull. Because you smash open your skull, there's really nothing that medicine can do for you.
Yeah, I think it goes
Scary
back
stuff.
to when you have a kid, it changes. You just got to be more responsible.
For sure.
Yeah.
I didn't wear a helmet my whole freaking life. Neither did Pat.
And I was going to say also, you guys look really cool. Like to me, it makes wearing the helmet look, same with Max Warbington and Rene, like it looks cool. Like you guys make it look really cool.
Max looks the coolest.
Oh, you guys look cool. It's like, back to the grenade thing, like soldiers of the frozen battlefield type deals. Like no soldiers going out in the field without their helmet.
It's true. Remember Danny Cass wore the Army helmet at X Games? That was maybe the most iconic helmet of all time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Craven at Natural Selection in the run through a wall hockey helmet is close second.
Yeah.
Or Jed in Shoot the Moon and Bon Voyage and everything.
True.
He looked fucking dope in it.
You never see
I'd
that.
wear the hat
You went
under the helmet.
other direction. You don't see people take the bonnet off that often. Johnny O'Connor took the bonnet off as well.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of people are usually putting the bonnet on.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where once the bonnet goes on, you got to ride with the bonnet 100%. If not, it's kind of one of those weird. Then you're kind of fighting internal battles. Like, oh, I see something, but I don't have my helmet. You're gonna ride the same, So it's kind of like once you cross that line. To me, it seems like because I haven't crossed the line yet. But I've thought about it, It's like maybe, but once I do, I know that it's for that's it.
Glued to your head.
Yeah. It's glued on there. They actually use super glue. Can't take it off.
for the whole winter.
All right, I think we had a good show, guys. Did you have fun, Pat?
Yeah, sorry to all the viewers and listeners for listening to me ramble.
Yeah, nobody's listening. We're deep in the show. Nobody's listening anymore.
Yeah, thank God.
Reid, did you have fun?
I always have a blast. Hit me up next week.
Okay.
I'll sit right here.
Yeah, get in Raymer's corner. Ravioli, did you have a good time?
Oh yeah, this is great.
Seth, favorite part of the show?
Oh, I loved all the talk about the pressure. I thought that was great. I loved Rav's creative, how he kind of explained himself in a sense of painting. His snowboarding
We all
in a creative.
Yeah,
we are all a painter.
And I always love Reid's old head takes. This is like like I said earlier,
Every episode.
Getting the band back together. So it's great hanging out with these guys again. And this is an amazing show.
All right, who's going to take us out of the show, Seth? Who do you think it should be?
I think it's got to be Rav.
Oh, yeah.
I want to,
You got to do a
hit us
sign
with
off.
something.
Like,
hit us with something from the Wu-Tang book.
You know, like when you're watching a broadcast and the football game gets over and they take you out of the show, like you just give us a nice, thanks for listening. Throw a freaking...
All right. Okay. To all you beautiful, beautiful people out there we're all so, lucky to be in the snowboard world. May everyone have a healthy and exciting and amazing winter coming up, because we're feeling that cold air coming in this morning. And enjoy the snow, and I hope that we all get to ride together someday. Signing off, The Bomb Hole. Thank you, Chris and Pat and Reid and Seth, and I'm Mike, and I'll just keep rambling until
We need a bookend. We need a bookend. Throw a bookend. Yeah, that's it. We did it. All right. Thanks for listening.
Mike, you got a voice for radio. Yeah. Like a nice, smooth voice.